Welcome to It Gets Weird, our comedy show where we explore the unusual, the unbelievable, and the unexplained to try and make your world a little weirder. I'm Kyle, your dungeon master, and with me are my friends.
Hello. We have some people in the house. This is normal co-host Niall speaking. Who else do we have?
Me.
Okay, right. So there is a rule that we're observing.
Yeah, I forgot when I asked you to introduce yourself. There is a rule. So
I'm here too.
Jules will not be introduced. We can do the introducing for her, but she will never introduce herself, and that is the rule. That is the Jules rule. We call it the Jewel rule here. Behind the scenes, a little peek behind the production.
And we all vape whenever we mention it.
Yeah, exactly. It works on a bunch of different levels, but it's not just Jewel, and it's not just Niall, and it's not just Kyle. We also have, you know him, you love him.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Garrett's back.
Garrett's been back. So long.
What else would you fucking people expect for episode 400?
Were you gagging for it? Were you frothing?
It's weird. Were you frothing at the mouth for the return of Garrett and Jules?
Frothing out both ends in preparation.
I've been getting these ads on TikTok for these mints that make your mouth water.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. So I got some of those in preparation for the mints? Occasion.
Do people's listen to the next wait. Do people's mouths not water when they eat a normal mint?
No, these like particularly make you produce saliva, and the advertisements are implying like do it to give good head.
Oh, for sloppy toppy?
Just like straight up.
I thought this was like, okay, so I thought this is going to be the first 15 minutes of the show, by the way.
Great.
I thought this was going to be like, I have trouble salivating when I smell or see delicious food. Was my first thought. It's like, I would love to have that sensation. I can sit here and I can think of delicious foods and immediately make myself slobber, but maybe somebody else can't do that.
Do you know that when you think the word salivate, you start to salivate? Did you know that?
It's happening right now. It's making recording way worse.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm built different.
This one's a wet one.
I think of like a big juicy cheeseburger or like a big plate of cheese fries, and personally, I'm parched. Like I'm dry as a bone.
Look, right now I'm looking at Garrett over webcam here, and Garrett looks like
the Sahara,
like porterhouse. Like fucking. Right now he looks like something that's making my mouth water.
Seriously, fuck.
He's looking like a snack.
Yeah.
I'm
like
transforming into a cartoon turkey in front of Niall's eyes.
Exactly.
Do you think that people pop those salivation pills and then they're like, or do you think when people get really salivatey over delicious foods that they turn to their partner and like, let me fucking suck your shit up real quick?
Well, if you eat too many, could you drown?
Like a turkey?
That sounds like
up into the rain?
Like a Hitman challenge where you can find the mints that you can force feed someone so they drown.
They just drown in their own saliva. Wow.
Good job, Hitman. Good job. What agent fucking whatever.
What would happen if you were already looking at a big juicy porterhouse steak and then someone gave you one of those mints on top of your normal salivation?
You could
13 dead.
The sloppiest top imaginable.
Yeah.
Wow. Great kickoff to episode 400. I guess I should tell people
that's
what
it,
we're all
right?
here to do.
Yeah, what are we doing?
That was it.
That was it. Basically.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
It's been real.
Look, you thought for episode 400 you'd get something special. Turns out we get something special, which is we just have to come in and record for 7 minutes.
We get to
done.
I thought you were going to say you guys are all going to suck each other's
No,
why did I think that?
That has to be at least 500, if not 1,000.
Yeah.
That's
episode 500 is the
I want you guys. I want you to go on record right now that for episode 1000, you and Kyle will suck each other's dicks.
I will not go on the record for that. How many years? So that's in another 10 years or so. I mean, I guess we'll see where I'm at in 10 years.
If you haven't evolved to the point that you're already sucking your friends' dicks in 10 years, then I feel bad.
All right. All right. Well, maybe that could be a Patreon sort of reward. Or the first episode of It Gets Weird to go up on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Guys, I worked today. You guys all had the day off like lazy assholes. And I worked at my job and I'm fucking out of it. And I'm only going to talk about blowjobs for the rest of the episode.
But it's going to make this real fun.
Jules, what better way to recuperate after a long day of work than hanging out with your friends and playing a role-playing game?
It's so true.
Does that not sound like a good time? I guess what I'm...
blow every NPC.
Guess what I'm trying... Oh, God. That could be complicated. So what I'd like to introduce, people out there, you seem to really love Campfire Stories. I think that's a fair assessment. We get a lot of messages from people who are like, when are you going to do Campfire Stories again? Do Campfire Stories, I'm going to come kill you in your house. We get messages like that all the time.
I'm going to campfire your house if you don't do more
I'm going to shoot your house with a bazooka if you don't do another Campfire Stories real soon. And I hear these messages all the fucking time. And so...
There's so many bazookas out on the street.
We bend to the public opinion here. Campfire Stories is beloved. And so we're only going to do it, I don't know, every 100, 150 episodes.
Yeah.
So no, this is an event that and maybe we can workshop this if y'all want to. I'm calling this Campfire Stories, Conspiracies, and Cryptids.
Is there a colon in that bad boy?
It's not a colon. It's a colon. It's Campfire Stories, Conspiracies, ampersand, Cryptids.
Yeah, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I want to make sure we had the syntax correct.
There's a symbol in there.
Could you get a V, a lowercase v with a period after it in there somewhere?
Somewhere in there we can try and fit
Cryptids v Conspiracies.
Or as the Godzilla Kong movie has, just a little X. I don't know how to pronounce that movie.
Well, if it's anything like the anime Hunter x Hunter.
I thought it was that Godzilla and King Kong are in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I'm familiar with.
It's AO3 area kind of thing.
Pairing.
The one true pairing. Yeah, I did actually see somebody tweeting about a graphic sex scene between Godzilla and King Kong.
Who's giving and who's receiving?
Godzilla pops saliva pills and fucking goes to town on
How big would that myth have to be? How big?
They deliver it on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
They do put the new power glove that King Kong has to good use. I will say that.
Yeah, Kong is blasting finger.
Used it much in the way that the killer gets his like gloves that he uses. Whatever those are for. It's much like the power glove in GXK. Yeah.
Do you think that Tony Stark ever fucked Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster?
Well, you know how it has that like thing where it like basically there is
Niles thought about this a lot.
No, there is canonical fisting action with the Hulkbuster armor. Remember where he sets it up and it goes in the movie. There's a thing where it like punches the wall repeatedly.
That's true.
There is canonical fisting action with Hulkbuster.
Oh,
so
is that okay? So that's that's fisting mode on.
Yeah.
Okay. There's definitely a couple people who clicked on this episode. They saw the title. They got so excited. And right now they're taking their headphones out. They're going, fucking.
God damn it.
Look.
You know what? Fuck those people. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Good riddance.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, they're weak.
Look,
it's true.
If you saw that Jules and Garrett were on the episode and you didn't expect the first 20 minutes to be blowjob talk, then fuck you.
What were you thinking? You were a simpleton.
Yeah. It's an anniversary episode.
Nice.
We get to play fast and loose with the can in here.
Fucking childish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's cool. We'll rank top 10 blowjob moments at the end of this episode, but we got a game that we're going to be playing.
We're gaming tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gaming.
Well, at the end of the episode, we'll do top 10 blowjob moments in the game we're about to play. So we'll because I'm assuming there will be many.
There's going to be a lot.
I got to be honest with you. In my notes over here, I did not factor in like each character's reaction to getting their top slopped. Yeah, I did not.
And Kyle
write that
will
down.
be doing voices of all NPCs in characters.
Do you need to take a minute right now to
let me add some notes here.
Thank you.
All right, Bigfoot.
4 hours later, we come back to the record.
Bigfoot
all right.
Is not circumcised. Note. Okay. but for real.
Much like Samson, if you circumcise Bigfoot, he loses his powers.
It's a lot. It's a sort of Samson sort of situation going on with Bigfoot. Thank you, Niall.
Exactly like Samson.
Yep.
So, look, it's Campfire Stories, but here's the thing. Here's the twist. Here's the little lemon zest, the lime twist to it. The Sprite of Campfire Stories. We may be playing Campfire Stories a little different this time. Normally what we would do on a Campfire Stories is we would present two scenarios that are based off of real life, stories of cryptids, of aliens, whatever. And then the guest gets to pick which scenario they want to role play in. Now, we decided that's fun and all. We should just give Kyle 100% creative control on all of those matters for this episode. I don't think that's how we're going to do it in the future. We've already gotten the sort of like the preliminary notes back from our focus groups, and they said we want Kyle off that ASAP.
You might think this was Kyle's idea though, but actually me and Niall and Garrett met up alone, and we said to each other, you know what? I think we should give Kyle complete creative control. And he was reticent.
Yeah,
he wasn't sure.
We had to force this on Kyle. Yeah.
And we said, no, Kyle, we want you to have complete creative control.
And after those notes and the focus group, studies came in, I was like, I wash my hands of it. This was not my idea. So,
and then we said, Kyle, you can't wash your hands of it because you're doing the creative control. You're like you kind of have to do all of it. So if you wash your hands of it, we don't have anything.
Exactly.
And you said, okay, I misunderstood.
This is a very bizarre scenario where like we're live recording this right now, but somehow we've been able to ship this off to people who can then like check it out before it goes live. This is a very confusing scenario we've concocted. But the point is, we are playing with a structure. And that structure is kind of similar to a very famous role-playing game. Now, I'm playing it fast and loose with that structure, but there are dice rolls now. We have dice rolls. We're going to have checks that our players are going to have to make. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I guess I was going to be like snarky and be like, go fuck yourself. But I'll just tell you, our characters are the characters that our players are playing. Are going to be able to do things, and to determine the success of the things that they do, they have checks they have to pass based off of rolling dice. It's as simple as it gets. Everything else should be gravy.
To imagine in my mind a person who listens to this podcast who doesn't know what a dice check is.
Hey.
And I don't know what that person looks like. So if you're out there,
send a pic to Jules.
Hit me up because I want to know.
I'll tell you off air what that person is because I know. Niall and I both know.
Great.
Those people exist. So, if you don't know, that's how it's going to work. They're very basic. But generally speaking, we're going to be role-playing. We're going to be goofing off. And like I said, it's going to be fast and loose with a very mild structure.
Because Kyle's going to play it fast and loose, but also because I'm here, it's going to be very fast and very loose.
Now, the only other thing that I would like to mention before we get into it is I have concocted the scenario. I've created all that stuff. And then Niall, Jules, and Garrett all have characters that they have worked on. And I don't know basically much of anything about those characters. I know very small little tidbits about what they're about. But other than that, I'm in for a surprise. I am Boo Boo the Fool. Back in that role again, sort of like how we do this podcast, but a little different. So, players, are we ready to begin?
I'm
Cryptids,
ready.
Conspiracies and Cryptids, Campfire Stories edition.
I'm begging for it.
Excellent. Okay,
I'm drooling.
Then let me begin, and I'm going to describe to everybody what our characters see. In some deep, dark, underground bunker hidden in a forest, obscured by radar jamming satellites and patrolled by Black Ops agents, we see a large, broad-shouldered man with a square chin, grizzled facial hair, and a look that says, "I kill clandestinely on behalf of a government." He leans back in a bespoke leather office chair, and he sits here menacingly often enough to justify the expense. Plus, the annual black budget was $95 billion this year. They can afford it. Chomping on his...
They can afford the big fucking gamer chairs if they want them.
He's sitting in a big gamer chair.
He's got the RV, the lighting.
Yeah.
Strip.
He's got cat ears over the back of the head.
Yeah, he's got RGB and cat ears. But he's nonetheless a grizzled military man.
Yeah.
Chomping on a cigar, he rifles through papers with huge text at the top that you can read from across the shady room. Top secret. He looks up from his papers and pauses his cigar chomping to take a long, slow puff, then says aloud, "I brought you three here for obvious reasons. You're the best we've got. The last line of defense between the unwitting, innocent American public and the scourge of dark forces that threaten our way of life. You three are the bulwark between our citizens and the likes of Sasquatch, Mothman, the invading reptilian alien force, and Breatharians. I chose you three because I've got a top-level job for you. Do you think you're up for the task?" I'm gonna ask you all to say your character's name and describe what they look like in this room. Who wants to go
Who wants to
first?
start? I'll go first. Fuck it. My name is Steve Pristine. I am a former airman who was lost in the Bermuda Triangle under mysterious circumstances for a very, very long time. Spent quite a few years marooned on an island where I came to, kind of the shift since then of who I've become. And I have only recently gotten off that island. So I'm in the kind of upper 50s.
Okay.
Kind of a untamed kind of lot of like vines and kind of makeshift clothing and stuff, because I've grown to join kind of a nature-based belief system over my time in the islands, and I'm maybe most identified by my signature weapon, which is a large sword fashioned out of the wing of my downed plane, that's held together by vines.
Badass.
That's
kind of my deal.
Okay. Now, does your character have a name? Oh wait, you said Steve's Pristine.
Yeah,
Steve.
Sorry, I heard
Steve's Pristine.
I thought you were referring to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Look,
cool.
I know that that is the case, but it's the better name. So
I think that's kind of hurtful that you think that.
I mean, MC Joy Boy got left on the island. He didn't survive the crash.
MC Joy Boy's dead?
Joy Boy's dead.
MC Joy
Such a
Boy.
bummer.
could this be?
Or at least I never saw him again. He might be alive somewhere in a future episode. We'll find out.
I hope not.
All right, perfect. Steve's Pristine. Okay, and who would like to go next?
Garrett.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I guess sitting next to Steez is Agent McDonald. Agent McDonald is a normal-looking man. If you had to ask him to describe himself, he would say he's a normal adult human male of the American subspecies, and then he would catch himself and say he's from America.
Okay.
He's 6'6", so he's just a little bit too tall. His grin is just a little bit too wide. If you got a little bit close to him, you notice his skin has like a slick sheen to it that's kind of nasty. But otherwise, he's very affable, and he's just excited to be here and wants to make everybody happy.
So we got Steve's Pristine and Agent McDonald.
Agent McDonald.
Then next to them is a probably, 30-something looking blonde woman whose name is Penny Smart. She is an affluent Southern Belle socialite type who also she has two passions. One is publicly known. She is a race car driver. And the other is a secret passion that she is afraid to admit to her parents who wouldn't approve. But she's always wanted to be a clown and go to clown college. So she has a very particular set of skills.
Yeah.
And her parents are very like established kind of upper crust kind of snooty, but in that southern kind of way. Right. Kind of they live in a big house with like the pillars out front and shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But her dad in particular, growing up, he was always a very what's the word? Hirsute man.
Okay.
Who shaved a lot. And I don't know. There might be something going on there.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Imagining our characters all together. I'm Agent McDonald, and these are my associates, Penny Smart and Steez Pristine.
It's good.
Look, it's a real dream team.
Absolutely.
Also, should we have said what our classes are?
If you'd like to, sure. Yeah, sure. Is that?
Or are we?
What do you
guys
think?
Disclosing that to each other? Did we?
You guys did. Yeah.
We called classes in the formative sense.
Yeah. What are your quote unquote classes?
Penny
for the
Smart
listeners?
is a cleric.
Okay.
Agent McDonald is a soul knife rogue.
Okay.
And I'm an Order of the Ancients paladin.
Perfect. So we take in all three of these characters, Steez Pristine, Agent McDonald, and Penny Smart, and we really drink them in as we pan back to the grizzled man sitting in his gamer chair, in this bunker, and he kind of rolls the cigar over in his mouth and he says, "Like I said, you're the best of the best. I wouldn't expect any less from you. The ones who can keep the unassuming public of the United States from having their precious bodily fluids separated from their bodies. This is a big one, my friends. We have an Omega-level paranormal incident on our hands, and Special Agent Cold will be debriefing you on the details." So, as you sit there in this dark, dank, subterranean room, a man that you had not noticed previously suddenly emerges from the shadows, and emerging just as suddenly as his appearance is a chilling aura that begins to permeate the atmosphere around you.
You must be Agent Kolb.
Yes. The man is smiling widely, almost unnaturally, and he says, "Thank you, General Sterling. Good evening, agents. You may refer to me as Indrid if you wish."
And it was Kolb?
Cold. Cold. COLD, cold. But I can see how that might not.
I said cold.
Kind of,
I said Kolb
okay.
initially. I apologize.
It's no worries. Don't worry about it. Shut up about it. So
all right.
He goes on and he says, at approximately 0700 this morning, a mysterious cataclysm of supernatural energy spontaneously appeared throughout a significant portion of the Midwestern United States. Over the last hour and a half, our agents were able to trace the barriers of this energy to 3 locations: Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Loveland, Ohio, and Point Pleasant, West Virginia. At the center of these 3 points, a convergence of supernatural energy has created a zone of hyper-concentrated supernatural energy. Our intel claims that this congregation of bizarre energy has also spontaneously brought about a civilization. Very quickly, too. The denizens living in this zone now call the location Roswell 2. Your mission, should you choose to accept it,
very original people.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to investigate Roswell 2, suppress all supernatural activity, and discover the source of this energetic cataclysm. Any questions?
When you say to kind of sort out this stuff, do you mean we have to kill everything, or is there some wiggle room there?
That's sort of up to you. there's wiggle room, sure, but suffice to say, we don't really want, all the fucked up shit in Roswell 2 getting out into the general populace.
Okay.
I think that's a big wink towards us. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe I'm telegraphing things out loud here, but Steez, I think he's giving us a little wink and a nudge.
I'm willing to fuck shit up if we have to, but things aren't as clear cut as they may seem a lot of the times, and I don't like to kill if I don't have to.
That's so fair of you, Steez. That's legitimately very even-handed.
That's why they call him Steez Pristine,
That's right.
Look, I meditated a lot on the island. I'm very even-keeled.
Right.
You're not going to find me perturbed by much.
Right. And
it sounds like these cryptids are about to be even-keeled.
Well, I do approve. You do have licenses to kill with, no remorse or whatever, you can kill.
Let's go.
But whoa,
as long as there's a license to not have remorse, then we're all good.
Whoa, hold the fuck up. But, I just would maybe make the light suggestion that you don't necessarily go in guns blazing so that you're not, mauled to death by an army of supernatural creatures. But that's just me. Do whatever you want.
The good news is I can kill people with my mind, so we don't need any guns at all.
But you have one, right?
Yo, I do have a Glock.
Okay, good. Well, any other questions? Because if not, I will escort you through the deep underground military base tunnels that will take us to the outskirts of Roswell 2.
Let's get going.
Okay, sounds good. And he sort of like straightens his suit and he gestures through a door. And beyond that door, you see a tunnel that stretches for miles and miles. And he begins to walk behind you as you enter the tunnel. And this is your classic deep underground military base, or DUM. Think, Dulce base. As you're walking down this tunnel, you see gray aliens that that the secret government is in contract with, sort of, testing out different equipment and things like that, and shaking hands with various presidents that were thought to be long dead, but preserved in these underground bases. You see a lot of military men with hyper weapons that have been enhanced with alien technology marching up and down these tunnels.
Is Paul there?
Paul is there.
I ask a guy, how's Elvis doing today?
Paul from the Jimmy Neutron ident is there. And so is Paul from the movie Paul. So a chimpanzee and a gray alien are walking, sort of, shooting the shit.
They're
and
kissing.
Paul McCartney.
And they're kissing.
Well, actually, one goes on top of the other's shoulders, and they become Paul McCartney.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you actually watch
that throws up a little bit.
Yeah, you actually watch them do this. You see Paul, the three-eyed chimpanzee, and then Paul, the great alien, get on his shoulders, and he transforms into Paul McCartney. And as you pass, he's like, I don't think the Greys are actually that bad. They're kind of nice. And that's my Paul McCartney impression.
And what else does he have to say? I actually want to hear more from him.
I think we might need to bring Paul with us on this expedition.
I'm reforming wings.
Can Paul McCartney come with us?
Paul McCartney in the room with us right now?
You approach Paul McCartney, and as you sort of extend your hand for companionship, you see one of the Zeta Reticulan gray aliens actually accidentally misfire one of their rocket launchers and just explode the shit out of Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is dead.
Oh shit!
You watch this happen, but Indrid Cold is just like, that things like that happen. We'll have to get on manufacturing another Paul McCartney here. That'll be the 15th Paul McCartney this year.
It's January 2nd
for Paul McCartney.
But yeah, you guys end up walking for quite a while, at a brisk pace, but you walk for a good while, and you see all the things that are going on in these tunnels. And eventually you reach an end to the tunnel. And Injured Cold escorts you through another doorway, another metallic, hyper-secure doorway. He has to input so many fucking passwords and give it so many blood samples and fingerprints and eye scans. It's fucking crazy, the shit that he has to do. But he lets you out. And you step out of the tunnels and into the outskirts of Roswell 2. And as you emerge from the secret underground tunnel, you are surrounded by thick forest and warm summer air, which conflicts with Garrett establishing 30 seconds ago that it's January 2nd. Which
Roswell
is a little
weird.
Roswell 2 is
weird.
It's super weird here. It's late afternoon, and all around you is lush green, perhaps too lush, too green, unnaturally lush and green, almost not of this earth. And
Agent McDonald fires his gun into the ground a couple times.
Yeah, there were birds that were chirping all around you, sort of, tweeting along happily despite all the supernatural shit going on. But then they all scatter and fly away. You hear the flapping of birds, and then you see a Bigfoot like scatter off into the opposite direction, also down into the forest. There is a dirt path that sits before you, winding through the forest. And as you glance back at the exit to the secret tunnel, you discover that the exit no longer exists. And all about you, you can feel the presence of supernatural energies silently flowing through the air, and you can sense it all around. What would you like to do?
I think
Take a little mosey down the dirt path, I'd guess.
I think we should probably follow the path.
Okay. Yeah, you guys follow the path. And as you follow the path, I'd like you all to make the first roll of the game.
What am I rolling?
Perception, please. So, oh, good. It's either a 1 or a 20 that Garrett just got.
I didn't do that well.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Not a nat 20.
I got a 22.
I got a 6.
Okay. All right. So, Steez and McDonald, as you're walking along this dirt path, you notice that, like out of the Patterson-Gimlin film, there is a Bigfoot that has sort of frozen in its tracks and is like staring at you. I guess it's not like the Patterson-Gimlin film because it's constantly moving in that, but you like it's doing the pose, right? Like it's in between two trees that are maybe like 25, 30 feet away from you guys, and it's just sort of stopped to watch you as you walk down this.
Someone listening to this knows what the pose is.
Of course, absolutely. If you don't know what the Patterson-Gimlin pose is, then I
don't listen to this anymore. Turn this off.
Turn it off.
Why do we keep going straight to trying to get people to not listen to it?
It's not my show.
The old bit would be to tell them to turn it off, go and Google that thing, then come back, re-download the episode, start it from the beginning, and then you'll understand.
This is a podcast of second chances.
We've been saying that for so long now. It gets weird. The podcast of second chances.
Beautiful way to look at the world. Penny doesn't notice shit because she has a little compact mirror and she's checking her makeup, which is perfect.
Of course.
I lean over.
She's beautiful.
I lean over and put my hand over the compact and say, "Quiet. There's something in the distance here. I'm going to go try to talk and see what's going on."
What did you say? She says in her beautiful southern drawl.
That was such a good southern drawl.
Very loudly, she says this.
As you say that, Penny, you do now notice that there is a Bigfoot, but it is beginning to Patterson-Gimlin style walk away from you guys.
Penny observes that the Bigfoot looks a lot like her dad. Her big hairy dad.
Penny, is that your dad out there?
That looks just like my father. Except nude.
Oh my God.
It's very uncharacteristic of Mr. Smart.
Was your father often nude?
No, her dad is constantly wearing You know, like a Southern lawyer.
Yeah,
He's got,
the antebellum,
suspenders
like
and a
white
little bow tie,
Yeah.
and he's always really sweaty and like dabbing his head with a handkerchief. Yeah,
He's like, oh my goodness.
exactly.
Oh my stars.
This
I'm
heat
just
is just sweltering.
No, I'm no big city lawyer or Penny's daddy, but I do believe we got a Bigfoot situation on our hands.
Yeah, I think the
and
Kyle.
wait, who said that?
Yeah, who's saying
the
this?
Bigfoot?
That was a Bigfoot, yeah.
All right, so he's self-aware. Let's. I'm gonna go and try to.
You're following him?
I'm going to kind of try to hail him and say hi and try to talk. Hey, over there. Hey, you, and try to talk to him.
Okay.
As he's walking away.
Yeah.
And Penny waves her handkerchief and goes, "A yoo-hoo! Oh, you!"
The Bigfoot is like really receptive to this, by the way. The Bigfoot like turns on his heel and starts to stride towards you. And he stops with his hands on his hips, and he's like 7.5 feet tall. He's pretty fucking big, covered in dark brown hair, your classic Bigfoot. And he kind of looks down at you and he goes, well, I say, what do we have here? 3 travelers on the road.
And Penny says, well, aren't you a tall drink of water?
Well, you're quite the look yourself, madam. Now, what do we... Now, what do you 3 need with your kindly local Sasquatch?
I not to speak for everyone here, but we just came into this area and we're looking into what I guess what the whole deal of this area is. Sorry, I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Yes.
I just found out about Roswell 2 this morning.
I'm just assuming big feet don't really bow to FBI authority.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
we most certainly don't do that.
So, is there anything you can tell us about what's going on here that we should know before we go further into this area?
Oh, well, I was just coming out from Roswell, too. It's a beautiful place. It's a place where people like me can live without the intrusion from the normal human folk, which, you know...
Oh, so it's an ethno state.
I wouldn't go that far. It's just that we're so used to... We accept any ethnicity. You know, we got all kinds of different Sasquatches and all kinds of different cryptids and all kinds of different aliens, spirits, all kinds of things. And it is not segregated as such, my kindly gentleman. That is fucked up for you to say, frankly. And I know,
Well,
I know how my
saying
accent.
that we explicitly do not allow certain types of beings.
Well,
so I
humans,
just wanted to check to make sure.
Humans, can you argue with me that humans don't hunt us down, try and photograph and experiment and kill us? Am I wrong?
Listen, I think that you're looking at 3 humans here.
Right.
3 completely normal human beings.
But you got a
of which
sense
I
about
am.
you. Right.
No.
He looks at you when you say that and he's like, right, and he winks.
I don't know what that was about. Anyway.
Perfectly normal.
Penny is completely unfazed by that, by the way. Penny's just like, you are definitely a human. Penny's into it.
100%.
Go
and
on.
I don't think all of us are like that.
Well, maybe not.
I think
but
you're overgeneralizing.
You 3 certainly have an aura about you that makes me. I took a liking to you immediately, but
Penny bats her eyelashes, and they make a little ding 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 sound when she does it.
If it's a good aura, I do like it. I'm okay with that. Then I do
Okay.
have an aura.
yeah, these 2 humans certainly have an aura, and you, Mr. Human Man, have an aura that's similar.
I'd be careful what you say.
Okay, calm down. I wasn't trying to start nothing. No offense meant.
Understood. And we're all good here.
Yeah, I'm good if you're good. But like I said, I'm from Roswell too. This place just kind of opened up very suddenly, and you know, we have just been flocking to this place. So, but I had to come out. There was a little bit of a berry shortage. Needed to get my berries to take back to my house out in Roswell 2. So I've been foraging. And then along come you three.
Okay. Well, we're not going to take any more of your time.
Thank you.
Unless, I don't know, you got anything you need? Okay. So thank you very much, and we'll be on our way.
Yeah, you didn't ask my name?
Sorry.
What is your name,
Alexander.
good sir?
I'm Alexander, the Bigfoot. But you can call me Alex or Xander. Whichever rolls off the tongue more easily for you.
I'm sorry, my social niceties are a little out of touch.
Understandable.
I was secluded on an island for about 30 years.
That would happen to anyone who was in that situation, darling.
Did we introduce ourselves?
No.
I didn't think so.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
to be fair, Xander, you did not ask our names either.
I apologize. Now, my kindly three folks, what's your names?
Well, my name is Penny, and Penny holds out her hand the way that bitchy socialites do. Like she's offering it to him for him to kiss.
He takes it and he kisses it and he goes, "Enchanté, darling."
She blushes and giggles.
I'm sorry, is Roswell 2 in Georgia?
No, it's at the.
I'm
it's
from
at
out
a
of town.
point between Kentucky. What was it?
West Virginia
I didn't
and
write this shit down.
Ohio and Kentucky. Yeah, and I'm from out of town. You know, like I said, we've been flocking here. This is kind of a safe place for people like myself.
I think while Penny introduced herself, Agent McDonald, using his 19 dexterity, hopped into a bush and came out wearing a different suit. It's a different color. It's the exact same suit, different hair, and introduces himself as Cole.
Okay,
and he has a badge to prove that, and that's part of my charlatan background. Is I have the false identity
so you
feature.
can put on disguises. Go ahead and roll performance for me.
Can I help his role by in character
Distracting.
saying no? Penny just like is so bought in because Penny is very gullible. So Penny's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, sir."
You can roll with advantage, Garrett.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah,
Great.
Sickening. Okay, it was a 14.
Okay. Alexander kind of like clutches his chest as he. Now, who are you?
I'm Cole. I've been here the entire time.
Oh, Cole.
It's me.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
Cole Lorenman.
Oh my God.
Penny goes, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir," and offers her hand.
I've known you the entire time, Penny.
Wait a second.
Which that's also part of the charlatan feature is that I have established friends.
Okay, that's wow.
Okay.
Well,
There you go.
Alexander better be scoot boot buggying along on the dusty old trail to find some fucking berries. So, y'all have a good time in Roswell too, and I'm gonna leave so I don't have to do this accent anymore.
I love you.
I love you too.
Standard
And he
Bigfoot.
scampers
Goodbye.
away. Yeah. He fucking jauntily scampers away. Yeah, so do you guys continue on the path? Is that the plan?
I want to see if I have any knowledge of the kind of flora and fauna of this area, because I'm from like a tropical area, so I want to see if this is anything that I would know, if I recognize anything.
If anybody wants to help with this, you can roll your choice of Fortiana or cryptozoology.
I'll give him the help action.
So I have, that would be a 23, a nat 23.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. So
I was like, he doesn't need my help.
Damn.
You assessing the sort of flora of this place. It looks a lot like what you would expect in a Midwestern forested area of the United States, but you do notice with that roll, you notice that it is growing way bigger than your typical Midwestern plant life, much bigger. And you pick up that there are also a couple like carnivorous plants that you occasionally see. So it's remarkable, the stuff that's growing here, because you've never seen plant life get this big.
I just want my very handsome dungeon master to know that Penny is wearing very not sensible shoes.
Okay, so like, what are we talking?
For the setting?
Sandals?
Pumps.
Pumps, okay.
Perfect. Pink pumps. And they are getting like so sucked into the dirt.
Yeah,
every
definitely.
time she takes a step.
Every time it's like
they're making like a little like splorch sound.
Yeah, huge labor to pick up your feet every time you walk, and it's like every time you do it. Yeah, definitely. And so it's taking this journey on this road like way longer than it should. But eventually you all travel on this dirt road long enough that you reach what seemed to be the entrance to a town. Yes, you enter what appears to be Roswell 2 proper, and it is a sight to behold. Little Fresno nightcrawlers casually stride along the sidewalks. Big feet are casually spread out in a nearby park, smoking cigarettes, having picnics, doing yoga. You see a corner store among the old, slightly crumbling buildings, and in the brightly lit windows, you can see what seems to be gray aliens bustling about inside. You're barely able to gain your composure before a lady in white spirit casually glides through you and then past you. This is a bustling town, and very little of it seems to be human. A town map at the entrance provides you with a few notable locations. So the map, the town map says on it that there is a library, there is a scientific laboratory, which next to the scientific laboratory, it's sort of like crossed out, and it says in like, it's like scratched on in like with a knife, and it says abandoned next to the lab. And then the other two locations are the horse graveyard and a local pub known as Cryptid Comforts Bar and Grill.
Penny is like reading the map very intently, and then she goes, "Oh my goodness, this place is so boring. Let's get out of here."
What would you prefer, Penny?
There's something to do. There's just a horse graveyard and a library. I guess I'll go and get a burger.
I mean, there's a park. There's plenty of, like suburban houses that you see Sasquatches coming in and out of.
She'd like a gala if she could.
There's
like
is there a ball going on today?
There is a gala attached to the library. There's like
is there a kind of thing that she could wear like long white elbow length gloves?
Yeah, you need opera gloves.
That's what she wants. That's what she wants.
You could maybe try and do that at the art gala that's attached to the library, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could do that. But yeah, what do you all think?
Can I do something in preparation using one of my fun little abilities?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Can I use psychic whispers?
What the fuck does that do?
Fuck yeah, you
probably
can. I
but
say
what do you do?
Probably.
So as an action, I can choose one or more creatures I can see up to a number of creatures equal to my proficiency bonus, which is 3.
Sure.
And I roll a psionic energy die, which is a D8.
Yeah.
Which let me roll that real quick.
Okay.
It's a 3.
Sure.
So that means that for 3 hours, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with me, and I can speak telepathically with them.
Okay. Do they know?
No action. Yes. It's
Okay.
no action required to send or receive a message.
Okay.
We just have to be within a mile of each other.
What are you targeting with this?
I'm targeting Penny and Steez.
Okay.
So what's fun about that is that we all can hear you, and you can hear all of us, but I can't hear Penny.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I just start talking shit.
It's
Penny can't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say anything bad about Penny because Penny's perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
I got nothing bad to say about
Penny
it's
and
a trust
Steez.
thing.
Penny and Steez, you both feel a psychic intrusion in your mind. You can sense that it's there. And
It's
it
like
feels familiar.
sharp static, like it's a horrible noise, and you just hear me be like, "Hey guys."
Okay.
And Penny is like grabbing the sides of her head. She does not know what's going on. She's very confused.
How does Steez react to the psychic interference?
Hey, what are you calling yourself right now? Cold? What?
Cole.
Cole. What is this? What is going on?
It's so we can talk shit about all the people in this horrible alien town, and they can't hear us.
Okay. I understand why you would do that. I would respect in the future if you were to warn me before you started putting shit in my head.
I won't.
I actually don't mind at all.
Now,
you know what? Fair point.
That's really weird
Penny.
that Penny said that since she can't actually hear what Steez is thinking.
I forgot.
This is going to be a fun mechanic. Do you want
What? Now, here's my secret. Do you guys want to know what my secret is when I play role-playing games? I make my characters dumb because I'm not very bright.
Oh, come on.
I think that we should just, for the sake of it, make it flavor that we could all hear each other.
Okay, that's fine. That's valid. Okay, cool.
I like to jump on the bandwagon of agreeing with things before the DM gets to, just so that you know what my vote is.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But yeah, what would you guys like to do? You now have a psychic connection where you can talk among yourselves that has been projected onto you by the totally normal human man in your party.
I also have a feature from my character.
Yeah.
That my background is a noble background.
Okay.
And so one thing that I can do is I can secure an audience with a local noble. So could I do that?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Who's like the highest ranked person in this society?
Who's the mayor of fucking Roswell 2?
The mayor of Roswell 2. Well,
and when are they going to give me a key to the city?
You know, this is
Penny has an appointment. Penny has
It's
an
fun
appointment.
that we all
and it's
have
in
like a
30
secret
minutes.
thing
We need
that
to
we
get there right now.
This is actually
It's fun that we all have like a secret thing that we're trying to make happen in this episode. I'm waiting for a good opportunity for mine.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
But you know, like the downtown of like the older Midwestern towns that all kind of look the same, have the same architecture. There is a sort of mayoral office-looking place that you could maybe check out if you wanted to.
I check with my buddies if they want to come with me while I go and secure an audience with the mayor.
Okay.
I don't think an audience with the mayor is a bad place to start for this stuff. I honestly am still figuring out what we're supposed to be doing because
Me too. I'm gonna go ask the mayor.
It seems like I was expecting there to be a lot more hostility with the things we were coming across, but this seems like a normal ass town. So I'm a little confused.
It is a normal town for the supernatural, which, you know, the government agents want you to suppress.
Yeah.
Were there people here beforehand?
Probably, but they're not here anymore. Not really.
Yeah.
It's been
let's go try to talk to the fucking mayor, I guess.
I'm heading that way now in my shitty shoes.
Yeah. Your shoes are absolutely covered in mud from sloshing around in that dirt. And you guys are able to just walk right into the mayor's building. You know, there's a couple of gray aliens standing guard with like laser beam weapons. But they kind of just let you in. They like nod curtly at you. Sort of stone-faced creatures. They don't really give off any emotion. And there's
psychically I go, I was going to kill them.
There's a big double doors in the back of this building, and over the doors is a big plaque that says in incredibly intricate gold letters, Mayor.
Penny confidently strides towards the doors. She belongs here. She's ready.
Okay. Yeah. You guys walk into the mayor's office, and
she looks fucking great.
And you from the ankles up, you look fantastic.
Yeah. She's wearing like a pink mini skirt. She's got her blonde hair curled to perfection. She looks great.
It's amazing. Just don't look at her, below the shoes.
Yeah, she's very embarrassed about her shoes.
But yeah, you walk in, and as you walk in, you all gasp as you see the back of the office. The window is half open, and you see a very familiar Bigfoot cryptid walking into the mayor's office. And he goes, "Whoa, now there." Hold up, you three. Hang on just one moment. And he runs over to a coat rack and he pulls a big shiny top hat off of it, places it on his head, and then sits down behind the mayor's seat and folds his hands, cups his hands, and takes you all three in. And he goes, "Hi, I'm Mayor Bigfoot."
Well, what happened to your accent?
That's how I talk when I'm among the people. That's my
your Woods voice?
Sure, yeah, my Woods voice. This is my professional voice. Hi, I'm the mayor of Roswell 2. How can I help you? And yes, anybody in Roswell 2 can come directly to the mayor for any issue. I'm here to help.
So, Mayor, how long has Roswell 2 been a thing? When did you become mayor?
Do you want our time or do you want human time?
So
Both.
it runs differently. Okay.
Human time, our intel suggests 3 or 4 hours. But for us, it's been like a good 10 years. So
now, is that just because years are really short?
Yes, actually, we have very short years. If you look at the calendar, and there's like a calendar that's like split up, like months are like divided into like 1 pixel by 10 pixel boxes. Like it's very, very quick.
That makes sense.
And that's how it works for them. So yeah, 10 years, but that's about 4 hours human time. A dog's
So
age.
I'm feeling very happy that the first thing I did after I got off that island was stumble into a repertory screening of Annihilation. Because I'm understanding what's going on here. Otherwise, I'd be very confused.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just going. Okay, do we trust this guy? I'm gonna have psychic connection. Talk to my people here.
Well,
how are we feeling about this guy?
Penny is psychically says to you, well, let's just hope that it's like that Alex Garland film and not like his newest work,
Oh my God.
Civil War.
Oh, fuck.
Because then we'd have a problem on our hands.
Well, we've been here by their standards, 7 weeks now?
Yeah.
Maybe 8?
So I'm just going to tell this guy why we're here and see what he says. Because
Is this Alexander?
It is the mayor Alexander? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just has a woods voice
And he has a top
desk
hat on.
voice.
Yeah, he has a top hat
Okay.
on. And yeah, unprompted, he says, I'm the mayor. You have to trust me.
Yeah,
Great.
That is law.
Penny's fine with that.
Mayor.
Yeah.
We were sent here because by the human government. To deal with I guess the whole situation.
Sure.
They weren't exactly clear as to how to do that thing, but they're very scared of the threat that you pose to them.
Right.
So I just want to see what is your goal here? What are we doing? Are you a threat?
Okay, interesting. So can you roll persuasion for me?
I would love to.
Penny's not helping with this one because she's checking her hair in her compact mirror again.
So that would be a 14.
Yeah. So you say this to him, and he observes you, and he's like, well, you're sort of implying that like and he gestures to himself and then gestures around like the room, like collectively, like we did this is sort of, I think, the thing you're implying here. As the mayor, I can tell you that I don't know what you're talking about because we didn't do anything. We did sort of end up, I realize, in the middle of, your world, but that's not my design. As mayor, I was pretty much content to live in the ultra dimension that we all live in, but something brought us here. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but we're pretty content to live wherever. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of it unless, you guys do.
Okay. So you don't have like, and you'd have to tell me because that's how this
I'm
works.
the mayor.
Like,
Yeah.
You have to tell me. So you
Part
don't
of
have any
mayor
like
law.
secret plan to try to like, fucking take over the human world or Washington or anything.
Me?
That kind of shit.
No, I don't have,
No.
no. And if you
Okay.
want to roll insight, you can. In fact, all 3 of you can roll if you would like.
I'm 11.
Okay.
I'm 16.
Let's take a look here. 15.
Yeah, I mean, none of you get the impression that he's lying. You're really and it's beyond just mayor confidence that he's exuding. It's like he seems pretty honest about this and pretty clueless about what's going on. But he did mean it when he said we're just going to live anywhere and we don't care. So
Okay. So I'm going to psychically ask my crew here. So it seems like we may not have to deal with the populace at large here. We should probably look for some idea of how this came to be. I want to go look at that laboratory. What does everyone else think?
I feel like we need to figure out what happened to the people who were here initially,
True.
which may be at that laboratory.
I think it's a good place to start.
Penny is begrudgingly agreeing to go to the boring laboratory that she thinks will be a snooze fest.
yeah. Well, okay. So Sure. Is that what the group's going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to thank the mayor for his time.
He says thank you.
You know, go for the pleasantries and everything, and say we'll try to stay out of your folks' hair because we're not here to cause any trouble. We just want to get to the bottom of what's going on here, so we're gonna go look around.
He nods to you and he says, "I appreciate that." And then he takes the hat off and he's like, "Now back to berries."
and Penny, as his tradition says, "I love
you too, sweetheart." And he goes back out the window. So
he had another meeting.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you all three end up going to the laboratory, which normally, like typically, those suck ass, as Penny pointed out. And this one is not much better. So you go and you know it's got like a broken lock on the front door. Like somebody's been here and removed the lock that was on these doors. And you open them. And the rusty metallic doors swing open. Aside from a multitude of cobwebs and skittering cockroaches, nothing really stirs in here. The place certainly looks abandoned. Empty beakers, tubes, and incubators sit on shelves, and there's a few broken microscopes here and there. Torn lab coats and hazmat suits scatter the floor. And it does seem that folks once worked here, but no longer. And there is a centrifuge that sits on a table towards the back of the room.
And Penny goes, "See, I told you there's nothing here."
Penny, while this may not look super interesting, I'm sure there's a lot of fun science here to look into. I start to try to explain what a centrifuge is.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big machine that spins so fast that it can separate particles. Isn't that interesting?
Penny is using a nail file on her nails and goes, "What?
Yeah.
Well,
What was that, sugar?"
Unless you're talking apple pie, I'm not interested.
Right.
Pecan
Sorry,
pie,
Alexander like red pie.
pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie, apple pie.
Now in the summer, you gotta have a fresh apple pie. Would you guys like to sort of explore the lab? Is that the plan?
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to look around for
Make some investigation
sure.
checks. Wiggle.
You can make your choice of investigation or Fortiana rolls.
Got a 15.
investigation. I got an 8.
Okay.
Not my best roll.
So, Agent McDonald, you get the distinct sense that there was an inhuman presence here at some point. Maybe something about, your background lets you pick up on that sense. Who knows? Probably not, though, since you're a normal human man.
Something was here that was not a normal adult human male like me or Steez.
Yes.
Or an adult human woman like Penny.
Right. You also notice in your investigation that the place is very dusty and like in disuse. However, the centrifuge that sits towards the back of the room has no dust on it, and it has like a little digital display and dial.
Interesting. I guess I want to take a little look-see at the dial, see what it says.
Sure. If you go up to the centrifuge, it has the display, as you sort of fiddle with the dial, it begins to display a blinking word, password, over and over. And after a moment fiddling with the dial, you realize that it lets you sort of scroll and input letters and numbers.
Okay.
So, seems this does something, but hard to say what the password is.
I don't think
How many
thieves'
characters?
tools would help at all. None of my rogue tools are going to help with a digital password.
It looks like it reaches up to 10 characters.
Do you tell us that this what you're finding out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
imagine
communicating
McDonald-
this all
McDonald's
psychically.
Okay.
relaying this.
He's an agent. Of course he's making sure his team
Yeah,
is
you're all
updated.
working together. I think we can safely assume that people are relaying information to one another.
Fair enough.
Now,
Unless I find anything like spicy, then I'm going to keep it to myself.
I've noticed that Jules is currently counting to try and get. I will say you could punch in a bunch of random numbers and letters. There might be another way to figure out.
Certainly
What
wasn't
the
what I
password-
was gonna do.
Yeah, well, I only tried one thing in my brain, but it was 11 characters.
I'm assuming I know that Garrett had the best investigation, but I'm assuming we all know this because we're psychically linked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Penny goes, "Oh, I see. This is like that boring escape room that my friends dragged me to. There's probably some little clues around here."
Now, in your investigation of the room, you didn't pick up on anything else that would suggest a clue, or like this is the only thing in the room that seems to be both.
It doesn't matter. She's rifling through drawers. She's looking for like what are those games called where it has like a grid this way and a grid this way, and it says like Joe doesn't live in the blue house.
Yeah,
like
you're
she's
doing
looking
logic
for one of
puzzles.
those.
Yeah.
She's looking for that. She's looking for like one of those little things that used to come in cereal boxes that you have
Yes.
to unlock.
And you find all of those things.
Oh, Penny does?
Wow, yeah.
Okay, great. Then she's making herself busy. That's great. She's having a great old time.
All right, Penny's got a Sudoku. Let's go ahead and see what we can figure out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go and inspect the machine and see if there's, because like some people leave like their password like taped on a Post-it note on the back of the machine. I'm gonna just kind of try to inspect the machine and see if there's anything.
Yeah, you look over the thing, you turn it up and down, even though it's pretty heavy, and you don't see. I mean, it's like plugged into a wall outlet, but you don't see like any password anywhere. And I'll save you some time. You ransack this lab, no passwords.
So I think we have to go some other places.
Yeah.
If we're looking for information, I know, Penny, that maybe they'll have another section. But I think like the library is a good place to go for looking for information. Is that a good
Penny
place
yet again goes, "What, sugar?" She was sitting on the floor on her butt like a toddler with her legs fully outstretched, doing her little puzzle. Yeah. She did not catch what you said.
Sitting like an Animal Crossing emote.
Yep.
The shadow government sent the best of the best to investigate this mystery. Yeah. So you guys want to check out the library?
Yeah, let's go to Garrett. Do you have any problems, or
I don't.
not? Human man, do you have any
Agent
problems?
McDonald has no problems.
Perfect. Of
All
course.
right, let's go to the
No
library.
problems. Yeah. So you enter into this somewhat dusty library. You know, it feels fairly old for a place that like sprung into existence on Earth this morning. It's an old place, but we kind of established that time seems to be kind of weird here.
We've been here for months.
Yeah, it's hard to say at this point. Well-loved books on all sorts of subjects line the shelves, and Camazotz, the man bat, is at the front desk checking out a book on South American cryptids from a small, big-eyed gray alien that's sitting behind the counter. The alien sort of regards Camazotz with a completely neutral countenance, and towards the back of the library, in a section that is roped off that says Art Gala, there is a bunch of empty display cases that seem to be being prepped for something. There's posters on these display cases that have a beautiful piece of artwork on the posters, and it shows a sort of silvery disc-like UFO sort of like crashing down into the ground, and you see all sorts of animals, squirrels, dogs, cats, horses, all being obliterated in various ways by the UFO.
Okay.
And it says at the very bottom of the poster, "Coming soon, attraction, history of UFO destroyed animals."
I turn to Penny and Steve's with a knowing look and just go, "This exhibit's going to be massive."
I immediately go up to the nearest like worker in the library and says, "What are you gonna put in these cases?"
Yeah.
And Penny is right behind you and goes, "And also, do you have any magazines?"
So the worker, the librarian, is a little gray alien, and its neutral expression turns to the both of you and says, "We will be putting remains of various animals, including horses, into the display cases." By the way, my name is EBE23. Pleased to meet you.
Okay, EBE23. What's the deal with the horses? So there's a horse graveyard next door or around here, and you made a specific point that there will be horse remains. So like, what's the deal with the horses?
Well, as I understand it, in my research, I have discovered that when creatures are obliterated, destroyed, disintegrated, etc., by UFOs, instead of going to hell, they come to Roswell 2.
All right. Not the answer I was quite expecting, I'll be honest. So this is kind of an animal destruction purgatory.
Was everyone here obliterated?
Yeah,
every animal in Roswell 2 has been proudly obliterated in one way or another by alien technology. Proudly.
Including the mayor?
The mayor is a Bigfoot. That doesn't count.
No, yeah, not cryptids, Garrett.
Not cryptids.
Animals.
Dogs, cats, squirrels, horses. We have a horse graveyard.
What about like
humans
phantom kangaroos?
like me are
No.
humans like myself and everyone here not animals?
No. We love humans in a different way.
Penny
we
and Steve's instantly get a whisper of, I'm going to kill this guy soon.
We prefer to keep humans intact so that we continue our experiments, which we love. It's been so long, I'll be honest with you.
But they're animals.
Well,
but they're animals.
Psychically, Penny says to Agent McDonald, you can kill him, but wait until he tells me where the magazines are.
Would you guys like to roll insight?
19.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay. So everybody but poor Penny.
The dice are telling Penny's story.
everybody but Penny.
Penny got a magazine. She doesn't give a shit.
Really pick up on this alien EBE 23 seems to be pretty deeply fixated on human biology. You also pick up that reflected in his big black eyes, you see that under the counter, behind this counter, and there are a bunch of what appear to be biological samples in bottles back there. Blood samples, skin samples, semen, nail clippings, all kinds of stuff. He says to you, I would recommend coming back to check out our attraction when it finally comes out. I have many wonderful samples that I plan to put out very soon.
Okay. I probably won't be back.
Okay.
But just because I'm not really into animal remains.
Sure, we are.
I guess you are, so
Yeah.
that's fine. What? Okay. Where do we go from here, folks? What do we do? What do you want to? Should we don't? I don't know why I keep looking at you because you don't want to read a book. Hey, agent, do you want to read a book? Should we look at any books?
I could read.
Is there a big door that says restricted section that we could go in and open a book where a big face comes out and screams at us?
There is,
or any little trinkets.
Behind EBE 23, there is a door that has a red tape over it that says a restricted archive.
That's probably where we want to be.
A Penny can flirt with the guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll work on a plan B while you.
By the way,
what do I roll for that? Penny's batting her little
roll
eyelashes
performance
at the alien. Penny goes, "Why, you're so handsome!" And she's batting her eyelashes, and they're going ping, 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 and that's an 11.
I was just gonna say in Steez's head real quick. I want to say, Steez, this is a very sensitive thing for me to say, and while Penny's doing her best, but I'm not really a human.
I not to blow you up your spot or anything, but I had a some understanding of that. But go ahead.
It just doesn't seem likely to me. But anyway, where I'm going with this is my true background did grant me one wizard spell, a wizard cantrip.
Yeah.
And I do have Mage Hand available just in case you need it.
Okay.
All right. I can immobilize this man if we need it to happen. So,
he's an
do you
alien.
want to make this loud or quiet? Well,
Now, real quick.
Let's see how Penny's 11.
Yeah, I was going to
plays
say,
out.
real quick, let me resolve Penny's flirting attempts with the alien.
I actually lied because I have a +2, so
It was a 13.
it was a wicked 13.
Ooh.
The alien sort of stares very neutrally at you, and he says, I am not attracted to humans in that way. You're just not my type.
And so Penny goes, so you're saying there's a chance?
Ahaha, ahaha, ahaha. I like the cut of your jib, but I'm not physically attracted to you. Sorry.
Okay, well then she starts asking very in-depth questions, what she thinks are in-depth questions about the remains. By which I mean she goes, what's that?
Well, I have a beautiful horse skeleton that I'm planning to display. It has a lot of history attached to it.
Name all the bones.
Well, there's horse bone 1, horse
while
bone
this
2.
is happening, can I just ready? I need to have a weapon in hand to cast this spell, so I'm going to kind
pull
of
out your
quietly grab my hand axe.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull out the winged sword.
No, that seems a little too much here. And and I'm going to prepare to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
On this guy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm going to. It's a first level spell, and it's the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends, which is 1 minute.
Okay, yeah. Are you going to attack EB 23?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
24?
That hits.
22,
that hits.
I mean?
And I have to make a strength saving throw. Is that my understanding? Right.
Yeah.
Does a 12 make it?
No, that does not. So he is now ensnared by vines for a minute, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, quick, guys, let's go to this archive."
You smack him with that weapon, and the tendrils kind of pop up from the ground. He's sort of stunned, and as you kind of run past him, you hear him go, "Oi, gavolt, my head." So, yeah, and so you're running into this restricted area.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I am. Is anyone else coming with me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So,
Penny, bring your magazine.
Okay, yeah. Once she is prompted, she follows.
yeah, in the restricted area, you see a bunch of different boxes filled with what seem to be the remains of various animals, and cleanly placed on a table in the very back center of this closet is a box filled with bones, and that box is labeled Snippy the Horse, do not touch.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna motion my companions towards Snippy the horse, and I'm gonna say, I've got an idea. I don't know if this will work, but I want to try something. And I cast Speak with Animals.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Which, if it works, it gains me the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, and are you like touching the remains or something, or?
Yeah, it doesn't need touch,
right? But
it just allows me to communicate.
Okay.
So it would, and I'm gonna try to talk to Snippy the horse.
Yeah, you cast Speak with Animals, and there does seem to be a whispering coming from Snippy the horse's remains. And you don't make out all the words, but you do hear the faintest whisper say, "Restore me, the graveyard, my body."
I of course share that with everybody. So I think we got to get this thing out of here. Who wants to help me move a horse?
Penny's in.
Excellent.
Penny's like, let's get these remains out of here and skedaddle.
Excellent. Yeah, you all are able.
Always wanted to move a horse.
You're all able to pick up these bones, these horse bones that are in a box, and take them out. And you pass EBE23, who's still stuck in that spot. And as you pass him by, he goes, "No, please, the display cases." The show, please. We want the horse.
We'll
for the
bring
show.
him back.
Oh, okay.
Penny gives him a little kiss on the top of his head.
Oh, shucks.
And it leaves a lipstick mark.
Yeah, it's a big lipstick mark on a big bulbous gray head. Well, if you promise to bring him back, then all is forgiven. Thank you.
Okay, if you're gonna be that amenable, I'm sorry for hitting you over the head with an axe.
I'm not.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear.
So I guess we're going to take these horse bones to the horse graveyard.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. That seems kind of cool.
We're like carrying them out like the couch in Friends.
Yeah. We're
Pivot!
Yeah.
Pivot!
Yeah.
It's classic.
So
you got to flip it turn ways.
Yep.
You managed to get this box of horse bones out of the library. Maybe there's a couple of confused glances from the various cryptids hanging out in the park, and you manage to walk your way down the road to the horse graveyard. And you enter, and as you look around, you go past these wrought iron gates, and you see that the gravestones there are arranged much like your typical human graveyard, except with a slightly wider berth to allow for bigger, more horrifying corpses. Various spirits mingle about here, including a few human ghosts. The occasional specter of a Shetland pony drifts by, prompting you to wonder if that counts. And upon inspection, there is one grave that is conspicuously dug up, its contents seemingly disappeared. And as you walk up to it, you see that the gravestone here reads, "Here lies Snippy, destroyed utterly and mercilessly by a UFO.
God, I'm picturing it in my mind.
Yeah, that's what
I'm turning it. I'm rotating it 360 degrees. The moment of impact.
Yes, of course. But yeah, what would you like to do? Ghosts floating around and an empty grave?
Would anyone like to say a few words? And I just motion over the empty the empty grave.
Snippy was probably a good horse, and I'm sure that when you were obliterated, it was a magnificent explosion.
He died doing what he loved, exploding and spilling his guts all over the place.
Snippy died doing what he loved, being turned to mist.
Yeah, beautiful words.
So I guess there's just one question left. Do we bury the box, or do we do we just like tip these bones out? You know,
it's up to you.
I feel like if we put the box in, that's too respectful for a horse.
So you need just like raw dog bones.
Yeah,
into the hole.
You're gonna fuck the bones?
I think that's more.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck the bones.
I just feel like
we should just like dump the box and then spit on it.
God.
Yeah, that's more.
I can't believe we're an hour and a half into this campaign and nobody's been sucked off yet.
Penelope's been trying.
Hey, she flirted with someone
true.
and someone decided that person wasn't
that gray.
Him, so
grays are not. They don't have human genitalia for sucking.
I'm gonna say Penny also was trying to fuck the Bigfoot.
Oh, that's true.
And it wasn't working.
There might be
out.
something else or somebody else.
Is a little Oedipal. Or no, what would be the other one? What's
Oedipal, yeah, right?
No,
because it's the dad.
Electra, I believe, is the
Electra complex.
Is what
there
you're looking for. A very disavowed
like from Daredevil.
Yeah, not a real thing.
Yeah, like Daredevil.
But hey, neither are aliens, so we're dealing in the world of fucking.
That's
fancy
true. That's true. We must remember that.
It's like when you want to fuck Kingpin,
right?
Bigfoot,
which I do,
of course.
Just for D'Onofrio, or okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
was that even a question?
Look, I didn't know if Michael
plays him
Clark
in the movie?
Duncan could get
yeah, Michael Clark. Sure. Come on.
And that's what I'm saying. Is it even a question? We're doing both.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys dip. So you empty the box of horse bones into the grave.
Yeah, we pick up we upend the box and like shake it to make sure all the bones come out.
Okay.
You know?
Cool. You do that successfully, and as you do that, you see a horse's spirit begin to, like from mist, begin to form in the graveyard. But you notice as you pour the bones out into the grave, its skull is missing. And you also see that when the horse's spirit reforms, it has no head. And so what? No head. And so it floats there without its head, and you can hear sort of in the air the very ethereal moaning of this horse spirit going. So its head is missing, but you did restore this horse, of course, for the most part.
Penny just out loud goes like, "Where's your head?
It's not here. It's not here. Somebody has that fucking guy at the bar took it."
Wow. Okay, we got more information out of that than I was expecting.
Hey, that fucking guy at the bar took it.
That fucking guy at the bar. Sounds like somebody's got to die.
Oh,
sounds like we need to get head from somebody at the bar.
Yeah, let's go see if we can get some head at the bar.
Wow.
Let's get head at the bar. Now, Kyle, you say it.
Let's get head at the bar.
All right. So what was this thing? Cryptids Promises? Fucking
Cryptids Promises. It's called
Cryptids Promises.
It's called Cryptid Comforts Bar and Grill.
Now are we
deal with that?
Now I'm gonna check in, and I want to do a perception check to see if we have happy hour going on right now.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked that. Everybody roll perception immediately.
I, at the beginning of this record, said I was going to fudge my rolls, but I've been rolling nothing but like 10 to 12.
Oh,
no. 12.
Okay.
Mine is an 11.
Okay.
Not doing great 16. On perception.
Okay. You do not have to make a high roll to determine that, yes, it is fucking happy hour. It is straight up. You enter this bar and grill, Cryptid Comforts, and your immediate impression is that the place gives off pretty serious Chili's vibes or maybe a TGI Fridays. or some unholy combination therein.
We're talking tchotchkes on the wall.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so
flare
many flare and
galore.
tchotchkes. It's crazy. And it does give off this sense of happy hour. Many human guests are sort of sidling up to the bar, or they sit in booths alongside the supernatural clientele, and they're all sipping happily away on their various beverages, cheap appleteenies, vodka crayons, and other well type drinks that are, for half-priced apps, happy hours night stuff.
Kyle's definitely gone out for drinks with friends.
I've done that.
Penelope takes her little tiny snap purse thingy.
Yeah,
she has. It's the little pink one with the little clasp.
Of course.
And she opens it up, and she takes $1 out of it, and she gives it to Steve's Pristine and says, "Go order me a cosmopolitan, would you, sweetheart?"
That does. It's on the menu.
Honestly, no. I take the $1 and I'm like, yeah, that's great, because I'm used to fucking cocktail prices from 1986. So I think that's gonna be well within reason.
Right. So go order the fucking.
So yeah, I go up to the bar and I ask for a fucking slim slow gin fizz and a cosmopolitan, and expect to only give like $2.50.
And you say keep the change.
Yeah. The bartender who's absentmindedly cleaning the glass, he is a Jersey Devil, and he nods at you as you slide him the $1, and he says, "Look, it's 3.3 repeating cent drink night," and he gets you three martinis.
The economy of Roswell 2 is
really fucked up, actually. And yeah, as you all sort of come up to the bar, you notice that at the very end of the bar, there is a peculiar man. He's dressed in all black. He has a long black coat on, and he has a thick scarf wrapped around his neck. And even from, 10 feet away, this man is off-puttingly, disarmingly handsome. He has slicked back black hair and piercing red eyes. And sitting at the base of his bar stool is a ragged-looking dog of some sort that seems to be sipping from a dog bowl filled with maybe tomato juice. And that's what's going on.
Sorry, how is this dog sipping?
Sorry.
Can you give me a little more detail on
lapping.
That?
It's lapping at or something. It's got its snout buried in this bowl of tomato.
It's sick to see.
It's really just vile.
But yeah, the dog's literally going. Oh my God, it's a straw.
Everybody around him pays no attention to him. They're all having a great time. They're not bothered by the unnatural dog-like creature.
How big of a dog?
It's bigger than your average dog. It's like the size of a large dog.
Like a Saint Bernard.
Yeah, a large dog that's fucking mangy.
And it's sitting on the floor?
Yeah, at his bar, at the feet. There's a leash on it that's sort of attached to the bar stool that this man's sitting at.
Penny goes up to the dog and starts scratching him behind the ears. She just does it.
Okay. Would you like to roll cryptozoology?
Yeah, I would.
In fact, you can all roll cryptozoology if you'd like.
Ooh.
I'm a 10.
Okay. Dude, it's my best roll yet. It's an 18.
Oh.
Agent McDonald got a 4.
Okay. So, Penny, as you're rolling up to this fucking dog creature and this man, you're maybe a foot away from the creature, about to reach out and pet it, when you realize that's definitely not a dog.
I scratch the ears anyway.
You give it a scratch behind the ear, and it sort of thumps its back leg, and it takes a moment to stop drinking the tomato juice, and it sort of cranes its neck with your pet, and it seems to really love it, and it has this long snout, and it's very happy about being pet, and you yourself are excited to meet such an adorable chupacabra. So you're petting the chupacabra.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There you go.
And the man sitting...
It's a normal dog.
To you two, though, Steve's Pristine and Agent McDonald, that is a normal dog that looks kind of fucked up.
Penny does not communicate this psychically. I want to be very clear.
Perfect.
So I'm going to go ahead and slide into the seat directly next to this man while this is all happening and ask, hey, you want a slow gin fizz? It's on me.
Are you talking to me, sir?
Yeah. I look, you seemed plot important from the way you were sitting here with your weird your creature.
His name's Flea.
And I just figured I should...
The dog's name is Flea.
The dog's name is
Yes,
Flea?
sir.
Okay. Are you like a Frusciante or what's Ketis? What's going on here? just trying to check and see what. God, the best thing about that is when no one responds at all. So,
oh, listen, I got it.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Try harder next time.
So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to introduce myself and just talk about the goings on of the town. You know?
Okay, interesting. You're all clearly not from around here.
And Penny goes, and I just want to make it very clear. We are not an item. I am single.
And he, as you say that, he says, "Yes, well, my name is Mr. Colin Croglin." And as he says his name, Penny, you're like staring into his eyes, and his eyes just start to feel sort of penetrating. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Is it that's a one? Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, Penny, you begin to feel compelled by this man. You, in his presence, you couldn't be happier, and you want to hang out with him at the bar all night. And as he stares at you, you even realize maybe it would be kind of fun to give him some of your blood.
Or head,
or both. And you are...
Penny pulls out one of those little fans and starts fanning himself.
Yes, and you are currently sort of under his spell right now. Whatever he says, you can't disobey. So that happened.
Great.
And as he's doing this, he looks back to Steve's Pristine and he looks to Agent McDonald and he says, "So what brings you to Roswell 2?
Agent, what do we want to? I'm gonna. This is psych in our heads.
In our heads.
Psychic.
Can I still hear that, or am I out of that now? Because I'm under his thrall.
You're under his thrall, but you still have the psychic connection.
Okay.
Because I don't know I don't know that.
No, I know that's great.
So
I just wanted to know.
What was I gonna?
Can I shut her out of it?
I mean,
yeah. Would he be able to pick up on, because we're psychically connected, that I'm fucked up?
What would happen here is that Penny, if she starts thinking about how much she's into this guy and how she wants to give him her blood, then that might be thoughts that you pick up on. Yes, but. Like, what does it say anything?
Just innately, no.
It doesn't say anything about canceling. At least not that I've copied.
Like just straight up. Yeah, I don't. I sort of don't think that's how that works. But
no,
whatever.
Probably not.
For sake of this game too, I'll just say if she starts thinking about those things, and then that's what's going to be. That's
well. Right now, I'm mostly thinking about head.
So you're thinking about sucking.
What are we doing here?
We're currently looking for a horse skull. Have you seen any of those around?
He like kind of like nonchalantly throws his head back and laughs a little bit, and he pats a backpack that he has sort of strapped to him, and he says, "You're not getting the horse skull, friends."
Why not?
It's
what do you need with the horse skull?
Well, if you must know, it's for an he sort of strokes his chin and he says, "Art piece, yes, art piece that I'm working on, and I found this horse skull fair and square." And I would like to use it for my art piece. So I would recommend finding your own horse skull. And if you two want to roll insight,
can I cast a spell?
Yeah.
What was his name again? I'm sorry, Colin.
His name is Mr. Croglin or Colin. Yeah.
Okay. I cast a spell on Colin because I'm so into his whole vibe. I bless him.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Okay. Perfect.
Which means that whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw, he can add a D4 to that roll.
I love that. Thank you. I got my D4 right here.
God,
I got a 17.
17. Now, what did you get?
I got a 3.
Okay. So, Agent McDonald, you know he is lying. He is definitely lying. This whatever he did with this horse skull, it was not for an art project. It's something else entirely. He is very obviously.
I communicate that instantly to Steez. That's just who that's a lie.
Agent, I'm gonna need you just to roll with the punches here, because I'm gonna go for something.
And Penny is just like sitting at the bar with her legs crossed, and she keeps like kind of like arching her neck and her like wrists towards Colin.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very like she's being slutty, but with her blood.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm going to just lean over to Mr. Croglin, and put my hand on his shoulder and whisper in his ear, let's take this outside, as I am taking my sword off my back, and I'm going to cast Compelled Duel.
Oh shit! I know what that does. Yeah. Do I have to? What do I have to?
Wisdom saving throw.
Does an 18 beat you there?
Fuck.
Okay.
Yes.
He puts his hand over onto your shoulder and he says, "My friend, you don't have to compel me." And you see him like flash a saber that is strapped to his side as well. And he pulls the leash off of his chair and he sort of yanks on it. He says, "Come on, Flea, we got something fun to do outside." So yeah, he's going to step out of the bar with his creature. And Penny, you are compelled to follow him.
Hell yeah, I am.
And here's the thing. Penny is one that's somewhat impulsive, and I don't know if I fully would understand.
Does it seem that out of character?
Yeah, true. Like I think so far we're dealing with
just Penny being Penny,
just moving.
Yeah. This is typical Penny behavior.
You guys don't know.
All right, so I'm going to finish my drink in one and follow Croglin outside.
Does he have his bag on him?
Yeah, he's got it on him.
Okay.
Yeah, so you all step outside the bar, and there is, clear, like you're all sort of standing off, sort of high noon style, even though it's starting to become nighttime. And, people are the cryptids and things that are around are starting to realize that there is something going on here. And so, Bigfoot, Fresno night crawlers, they're all sort of like congregating like a good ways away as they watch you all sort of have your standoff. And as you stand across from one another, Penny, I'm assuming you're by Mr. Croglin's side during this.
Yes, I
Penny,
am.
get over here.
Mr. Croglin kind of like lazily looks to you and he says, "Don't listen to him." And he he unsheaths his sword and he then leans over to Penny and he cups his hand over your ear and he says, "Kill your friends for me, please." And you feel compelled.
All right. Yeah. Penny takes out her. What do I have? I have a mace.
Okay.
And I just start swinging that
thing.
Cool.
I need you to make an attack roll. Who are you attacking?
Who's closer to me?
I'll let Garrett and Niall decide which of their characters was closer.
I mean, Niall is the one for the duel.
That's true.
Yeah, I dueled him, so I'm probably leading the way. I think it makes sense that I'm closer.
So 12 plus 5, so it's 7.
So does that beat your AC, Niall? Okay.
No.
Well, Penny takes a swipe at you there, Steez. You saw this man whisper into her ear, and then she just very casually walked up to you, pulled out a mace, and tried to attack you.
Correct.
And that is what's going on.
Penny, what are you doing?
I don't answer you. I'm not. I don't answer to you.
I look over to the agent and I go, "I think we might be on our own here."
Okay, let's kill this guy.
So
let's roll initiative. Why don't we?
Yeah, there we go.
That's a 4.
The +4, then it's a 21.
I'm an 11.
Okay. So top of the order in this fight is going to be Agent McDonald. What would you like to do?
Okay, I just want to hit this guy with a psychic blade.
Okay.
So I guess Agent McDonald conjures like a big ass Bowie knife out of blue psychic energy and just hucks it directly at this guy's head.
Okay. Make an attack. Make your attack.
16 plus 7, so 23.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
Okay. Is Steez within 5 feet just for sneak attack? I know we said we're gonna mostly do theater of the mind, but
sure. Yeah.
We're pretty close.
23 hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 23 hits.
So 12 damage. Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna hit him again.
Yeah. Go for it.
So that one is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 19 damage.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, you got him. You got him good. And he you fucking stab him with these psychic knives and he is just like he's not bleeding, which is pretty weird.
Yeah, these leave no marks whatsoever. They just disappear and he has no physical wounds.
So but he notices that it's you who tossed these at him and he kind of glares at you. Cool. Anything else from
Just like rude tail.
Yeah. Anything else from Agent McDonald, who just fucking stabbed this vampire with psychic knives a bunch?
Then I just want to, I guess, move away to a safe distance.
Sure.
Because it's a 60-foot range.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not tracking that so much, but you're able to sort of like, you know, back up to the crowd that's slowly forming to watch, and they all have started to go fight, 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 fight. Next up, you see that this Mr. Croglin fella lets go of the leash, and the chupacabra is on the prowl, and it charges down Agent McDonald, and it's going to attack. Does a 23 hit you?
It does, but I'm going to uncanny dodge.
Okay, and what does that do?
Halves all damage for the turn.
So you're going to take a total of 5 damage from this thing as it sort of gnashes its teeth and bites you and attempts to strike your blood. So 5 piercing damage from this thing. And that's all it's going to do. Next up is Steve's Pristine.
All right, so how is this guy... this guy's got the horse skull in a backpack, right? Or like some sort of pack. How is he? Is he keeping hold of that thing?
It's on his person. He's wearing it.
He's got that thing on him.
Okay. So I'm going to try to use my spell Command, where I speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range, and that's going to be on Mr. Croglin, and my command is going to be Drop.
Yeah.
Which it's the target drops whatever it is holding and then ends its turn.
Shit.
So on if this succeeds on Croglin's next turn, he just has to drop the bag and then end his turn.
What do I have to roll?
Wisdom saving throw.
Can he use my D4 I gave him for that?
He rolled a 5.
I don't know. I forget what I used.
Yeah, you give him a plus D4, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, that doesn't change it that much. It's a 9.
Okay.
Whoops.
So yeah, you had to have beaten a 14.
Fuck.
So
okay. You also have a bonus action
if
if there's something that can be a bonus action. Also, so that's also a thing that you can do if you have one.
Yeah, I'm actually going to use as a bonus action. I'm going to use once a day I can channel to restore 2 spell slots.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that and restore 2 first level spell spots.
I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
And then
cool.
pass turn.
You managed to restore your spell slots. You're going kind of non-combatant on this whole fight thing, and we roll up to Croglin's turn now, and on his turn he looks suddenly stunned, and he just drops his weapons and his backpack and goes fuck. Those are the things that I wanted. Sorry, what else does command do? Does it like make him skip, like end his turn?
It makes him end his turn. Yeah. He drops it, then ends.
And then he goes to do something, and then he goes fuck, and his turn ends and passes over to Penny, who is currently still in his thrall.
Did he take damage from
Agent McDonald?
McDonald? Yeah. How much damage? Did he take? A bunch. I don't know how spell slots work, so I need you to rein me in if I'm using too many spells.
You cast one spell that I think expends a slot so far, right? So
I'm going to cast another one right now. And it's a little ditty called Cure Wounds. And I'm casting it on...
Hell yeah.
Croglin. So he gets 11 points back.
All right. He's regained points, and he sort of like turns to you and he winks and says, "Thank you, darling."
Penny blushes and giggles.
I'm looking forward to extracting some of that blood later. Sexy style. Next up is going to be, unless there's anything else you want to do, Penny.
No, she just wants to flirt.
Okay. So next up is
that was
next
accomplished.
Up it's back to Agent McDonald with the ability to blow up this guy's head.
Well, I think now I'm angry at the chupacabra.
That's true.
And being not truly human, I love seeing animals detonate.
That's true.
So I'm going to attack the chupacabra with a psychic blade.
Perfect.
And that is a 17 to hit.
Get him.
10 plus 7. All right.
Chupacabras don't have very high AC, it turns out.
Do I get sneak attack?
Still placed well. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I think sneak attack has passed at this point.
Okay, well then in that case, I'm going to use steady aim, one of my class features. So as long as I don't move, as long as I just stay in place, I get advantage.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
On the roll, which gives me sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I got you. Yeah.
So I have it now. So
yeah, go ahead.
Just had to make sure. So that's 21 damage to the chupacabra.
Jesus. Okay. You like look down and like stare daggers at this thing. Like you just look down and you're like, and it fucking, you just see this thing like whimper in agony as it's psychically dagger pierced, which it's not used to at all. It's used to drinking blood mostly. Okay, cool. Anything else?
Yeah, bonus action with my second blade, which is another.
Now more attacks. Fantastic.
Did you not? Was your whole like focusing that gave you advantage? That wasn't a bonus action.
Oh, it was a bonus action. You're right. Yep.
Okay.
So no,
See,
no
that's
bonus.
why you need the dungeon master.
You're good. You got me. That is why we need you.
Cool.
So that's my turn.
Next up is going to be the Chupacabra, which is now whimpering in fear at Agent McDonald because it's never had to deal with such a terrifying normal human man before. So it's going to take a swipe at you, McDonald. Does a 13 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. This thing tries to fucking swipe at you, but it's also kind of sort of cowering in fear because it's a little domesticated Chupacabra. It's not used to combat, so it does not successfully attack you.
I'm going to detonate your head.
Next up is going to be Steve's Pristine.
All right. So I am going to channel divinity using Turn the Faithless.
Okay.
Which...
Oh, boy.
So here's the text. You can use your channel divinity to utter ancient words that are painful for fae and fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that you can hear must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, that creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay. What is your holy symbol?
My holy symbol is the symbol of the god Osiris, which was painted on the side of my downed aircraft as like my call sign.
Sure.
Why
wouldn't it be?
I then took that like door off of my downed plane and used it as a shield.
Okay.
So my holy symbol is that.
Awesome. Yeah. Wisdom saving throw, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's an 11?
Nope.
Okay. So
that works. So that means that it would hit every fiend or fey creature in the area. So it would be, would that count for Jules, or would it just count for the being the dog and Kroglin?
It's just gonna count for Mr. Kroglin and his Chupacabra.
Okay. So that means that they both they must spend their turns trying to move as far away from me as they can, and they cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also cannot take any reactions. It can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving.
Okay. So both the Chupacabra and Kroglin in this moment turn and fucking run tail. Mr. Kroglin like hastily grabs his leash and like attempts to releash the Chupacabra. And Garrett, I'm going to say that Agent McDonald gets an attack of opportunity if he so wishes here.
Okay. I mean, I want to take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess conjure a psychic blade. It's a 19 plus 7, so it's a 26.
You hit him.
Do you want to say thank you, Daddy?
I do want to say thank you, Daddy, for that. For that little gift to me.
You're welcome.
It's going to be at the dog, too. It's not at Kroglin.
Yeah.
It's at the Chupacabra.
Yeah.
So it's another 17 damage.
Okay. So Mr. Kroglin like runs over to try and like pull like releash his Chupacabra, and in that exact same moment you stare down at this poor defenseless little Chupacabra.
These don't leave any marks or anything, but I still want it to just explode.
Yeah. So Mr. Kroglin like crouches down, he's fumbling with the leash. And the Chupacabra's head just fucking violently explodes. Just coating him in viscera and skull matter and brain matter. And you can see the whites of his eyes behind all the blood and gore. And he just gets up and fucking runs away.
I apologize to him. I'm sorry.
So then after I've channeled divinity, I'm going to move over and try to pick up the backpack with the skull in it.
Yeah. And Penny, seeing the pussification of your vampire master, you are no longer in his thrall.
What a beta.
It wears off. That doesn't mean you don't find him, sexy or whatever. But he is you're thinking a little less of him you are no longer like under his control. He runs the fuck away.
See, violence is unnecessary.
Yeah, of course. So, but you managed to retrieve his backpack.
Just light mind control.
And just a chupacabra died.
Yeah, just a chupacabra. Those are fucking...
They're a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Cool. So you now have a backpack that has a fucking horse's skull in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you guys want to head back to the graveyard?
Let's get Snippy his head back. Let's get Snippy
let's
some head. I keep saying what's coming to my head first and not processing it and being like, it's right there.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to take the horse skull back to the horse graveyard. And you put the skull where it belongs with the rest of the body.
You just huck it in there.
And
now
the rest of the bone.
Yeah.
Can Snippy's horse ghost talk to us without sounding like a mumbled mess now?
Yeah, so you see its floating headless form, and then you see a misty form of its head like start to form on the end of it, and you hear from out of the ether, you hear a voice go, and it becomes a full ghost horse named Snippy. And Snippy, she sort of shakes her limbs and sort of like is sort of stretching out and is like, oh, it's so good to be a full-fledged ghost again. I was restless before you brought the bones back. Hey, what's up?
That's right, sexists. Dead horses can be women too.
That's right. And yeah, so she's sort of like kneels down next to her grave and is just like, oh, it's so good to be back. Say, so what's going on, folks? Thanks for putting me back together.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, I haven't talked to a lot of ghost horses before. But like, so is there any reason why these people would have wanted to like take your head? Is your head special somehow?
Oh, I heard there was an exhibit opening up where they were sort of displaying the remains of people horses like me who have been obliterated by UFOs. And I think they just they just find that stuff interesting. They don't know how like the supernatural works. They don't know how the spirit realm works. If they take our stuff, if our shit's disturbed, then we can't find a resting place. It's a whole fucking rough situation. We can't. It's a problem. They were gonna have a poltergeist on their hands. They keep that thing in there long enough. But I think they just wanted to display it. I'm a very special horse. I was one of the horses that sort of kickstarted the whole, cattle mutilation sort of thing, like animal mutilation.
You
thing.
did that?
Well, no, I didn't do it.
That was you?
That was done to me. I was, obliterated by a UFO. And, it's kind of left, this whole situation has kind of left me with a sour taste for extraterrestrials. I don't know whether I want to keep, I might drift along out of Roswell too, because I can't deal with the aliens around here. They're kind of weird. I see them coming in and out of that laboratory and stuff.
Yeah, those guys.
And who knows what they're up to? Who knows what they're
aliens.
They're and they come and they mess with the grave. Like when they came and picked up my head, they also were burying stuff in this grave over here. It's so, I don't know. It's just disruptive.
It's perverse.
Yeah, it's perverse.
Just
I agree.
sick
What's your name?
Do.
I'm Snippy.
I'm Cole.
Oh, Cole. Nice to meet you.
Cole Laurenman.
You seem like a perfectly fine human gentleman man for
as I
restoring
should.
My body.
And you seem like a obliterated horse.
I definitely am. I most certainly am.
So can you point out what grave that is that you said they were digging stuff into?
Oh yeah, and then she does like a little sort of mid-air gallop and points one of her hooves over at a grave.
All right,
incredible.
So thank you, Snippy. Glad that we could get your head back on your shoulders, get you, whatever that saying is. I'm glad that we could get you settled. So let's go ahead and dig up a grave, everyone.
Hay is for horses. Thank you.
Psychically, can I psychic whisper and say we did promise EB that we would give him all the bones back? We're gonna betray Snippy, or
no? I'm betraying an alien. Like that's not a problem.
That's fair.
Well, I never break promises, but I can make an exception for aliens.
Okay,
which I am not.
You are able to unbury something from this grave.
And what is it?
And inside this grave is a little wooden box. And you open up that box, and in the little wooden box is a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
And scrawled onto that paper is a note. And the note says, "Hey, Gary, just remember the centrifuge password is Majestic12."
I'm glad they put it in memo form. That is helpful.
You know, it may have been left on somebody's desk at some point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I wonder what this could mean. So, hey Penny, we haven't really like
yes.
we haven't really talked about this, but you did take a swing at me earlier. Were you okay?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fair enough. All right, let's go back to the laboratory.
Those are the throes of passion. It's like it can't be explained by human logic.
What a woman does in the pursuit of given head is her business.
God forbid a woman does anything. You know?
I was about to say. Okay. Cool. So you guys managed to go back to the lab, yeah?
Save a dead horse, ride a vampire. Man.
Well, it's good to know we have an episode title.
Perfect. You managed to make it back to the laboratory, and you find the centrifuge. I'm guessing you input Majestic 12.
Yeah.
I put Majestic 11 in first.
Yeah, it says
like it's complete misclick.
Fuck, damn it, shit. Yeah, Majestic 11, it gets input and then it like flashes red and is like error, incorrect password. Then
Does it do like the Wordle thing where 11 of the or 9 of the letters are like green and 1 is red or whatever?
It does exactly that. This is a very weird password system where it kind of gives you hints.
Kind of game.
That seems like a bad idea. They were not thinking right when they designed this.
So
yeah, they were going for user friendly, but they kind of went for insecure. You know,
user friendly, but not very insecure. But yeah, you managed to input Majestic 12 finally. After the first fuck up. And when you do, it lights up green and a big secret door opens up in the wall of this lab and it leads
How
down.
Big is it?
Yeah.
It's big enough to fit any one of you. I don't know. It's so big.
Can you say that sexier?
It's so big. Oh boy.
That you're welcome to any of the girls listening to this.
Yeah, we'll start. I'll start isolating some of these lines for drops later.
Thank you.
It's going to be a new Patreon tier.
Oh boy. So it opens up and there is a staircase leading down into darkness. Would you like to walk down there?
I've got to be the
Penny doesn't.
I've got to be the stereotypical D&D player and say I have dark vision.
Oh fuck, that's so fair. You do. I mean, you can look down. There is like a landing, but it's like a good long ways down. And it sort of veers off into a room.
Penny goes like, "Well, have fun."
I'm gonna quickly before I go down here, I want to use one of my paladin features to detect the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead, and any consecrated or desecrated place or object within 60 feet of me.
Wow, that is interesting. You definitely detect something celestial down there.
Can I cast light on Niall's sword?
Yes, you can.
I do that.
Yeah, your Steve's pristine sword, the airplane sword, the airplane wing sword starts to glow a nice yellow light that lets everybody sort of see a good number of feet ahead of them.
I'm going to see if I can get through this entire fucking thing without using that sword for attacking someone one time.
That's acceptable.
So, yeah, let's go down the stairs.
It's just a great, cool looking flashlight now.
Yeah, it's like have you ever seen flashlight TikTok?
Yes.
What?
Where they have there are people that have these flashlights that are like a million lumens and can blow up an airplane from a mile away.
Have you ever seen the Reddit are flashlight users or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's my favorite one is the one where the guy is like, the power went out of the grocery store. It was the best day of my life. And he has like this ultra powerful flashlight and he helped everybody at the grocery store.
A man who carries a super powerful flashlight is a fool every day but one.
Exactly.
I love that one because there's a comment from somebody who's like, this is the moment that we all dream of. Like, you got to be a hero. Like,
these guys are all just
I
like,
haven't
yeah,
seen this.
brother.
That's amazing. Perfect. Well, that's how Penny's feeling. Penny feels like she just fucking won the lottery of flashlight magic.
She is truly waiting at the top of the stairs, though. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going down there.
Okay.
How far away?
The party.
How far down would they get where Penny could still see them? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you would see the light at the very bottom of the stairs, but then they would enter a room and you would no longer be able to see them.
because like once the light disappears, I feel like she might get scared and go like Scooby-Doo style, like Shaggy doesn't want to go
Zoinks.
down there.
Yeah.
But then she goes like zoinks and like jumps up and turns into a cloud of dust and runs down the stairs after them.
And it
'cause she
makes
doesn't
that
want to be
funny
alone.
sort of noise that it makes the
Yeah, it goes like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
there's something around here that's blowing up dogs' heads too. Like, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
That's
That
right.
just happened.
I love that Agent McDonald still thinks that was a dog.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys are able to walk down the stairs. The whole shit with turning into a cloud of dust happens with Penny, and she runs after you guys as you disappear around the corner into a room. And here's what you see. It's dimly lit, but you see a bunch of broken radios, a bunch of broken science equipment in a room. It's kind of similar to the upstairs lab, but with way more stuff. It's a smaller room, a lot more stuff down here. And in the very back of the room is a figure that is standing hunched over some sort of object on a table. And they seem to be a little too distracted tinkering away at this object. And I'll have you all roll perception.
Say it with me, everyone. Penny rolled a 5.
Oh, no.
Steve slides easily into the middle at 11.
Okay.
I got a 14, so it's a 17.
Okay, Agent McDonald, you get the indication that whatever's standing here, it's not like any of the creatures you've seen so far. It's bigger than a human. It's not hairy like a Bigfoot. It doesn't look like anything you've encountered so far. And it's also wearing a lab coat.
With her 5, how hot does Penny think the guy is?
In silhouette, mildly, on a scale of 1 to maybe we could take this one out and go to a bar, and then like later there's a whole head situation.
Yeah. Keep in mind
That's a 10 on your scale?
keep in mind her father's really disappointed that she's unmarried. So she's trying hard to bag a man.
Hey, I mean, so you're looking at this thing thinking, well, it's some sort of scientist, so it's sort of a geeky type, but that's kind of cute.
He has he has a job. He has
a job.
Passion for something.
Yeah. So I would say this is like a solid 4 for you.
He's got his own place.
He's big. He's got his own place. He's a very like tall, big creature, whatever he is.
Penny likes that.
And
she's got a real what do we say? Electra complex going on. So
yeah, exactly.
She likes him big
for sure. Not as hairy as your dad though.
Yeah.
So
not possible.
No one's
not possible.
My dad's so hairy. No one's ever hairier than him.
I bet my dad's hairier than your dad.
Yeah, probably. Okay. So this guy's not aware of us yet.
Not
we
yet.
know of.
Not yet.
Can I like try to look around the room and see if there's anything that would give me an idea of what he's doing down here?
If you guys want to roll investigation, you can give that a shot.
Ooh, investigation.
Nat
plus
20.
5 too. Oh shit!
Okay.
I only got a 7, so I'm not doing much.
I got a 10 plus 5, so 15.
The dumbest person in the party is about to figure out exactly what is going on. It's not going to help anybody.
Yeah.
Penny's fully, and that's a husband.
The camera zooms in to your eye and then into your brain, and that
there's
thing
just a chimp with symbols.
and it is pumping away. And you immediately, looking around you, you're able to determine that this person, this creature, has been tearing away at electronic devices and various instruments, clearly trying to build something. Not entirely sure what, but it seems to have something. It's sort of cleared the desk area in front of it and is fixated on whatever's in front of it. And you can imagine yourself in a, white picket fence home, standing next to this hunched over figure and sort of like putting your hands on his big, strong back and asking him how his work at the lab. And he
suddenly Seymour is standing beside me.
He looks over to you and you realize this is a reptilian alien, the sexiest of all aliens. That's what you see in your mind's eye. You immediately intuit all of that, just by looking around.
Great. Am I still psychically linked with these assholes?
Garrett?
Yeah.
It lasts 3 hours.
I go, this guy's hot. And that's it.
That's all we get? Okay.
When you say this guy's hot, the figure sort of like
I say that mentally.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Secretly.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's a secret message from my friends.
No, that's okay. You all know that this guy's hot.
I mean, are we thinking this guy's a husband here?
He does have husband material, it seems.
So let me see if I can go and do you want to try like one of those? Have you ever seen How I Met Your Mother? That show existed while I came back from
Sure.
I saw it on the cruise line that picked me up off the island.
Right.
That's where I've seen it. There's a thing where he does where I'm just going to go up to him and I'm going to tap him on the shoulder and I'm going to say, "Hey, have you met Penny?"
Have you met Penny?
And then I'm going to walk away and that's what you're going to do. Are you good with that? Okay. So I'm going to go up and kind of like lightly walk up behind him and try to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, have you met Penny?" And then motion to Penny.
Then
God.
This is actually so fitting of your great How I Met Your Mother, but it's kind of a role reversal, unfortunately. But Penny, because she's been to clown college, she pulls a bouquet out of her sleeve.
Oh no.
And she offers it to him. And she says, "What's that?" Wait, sorry, she's Southern. Where's my terrible Southern accent? What's that jacket made out of? Husband material.
He sort of like turns to you with a start. And yes, he's a reptilian. And he's standing there in his lab coat and he's sort of staring at you wide-eyed. But then his gaze sort of softens. And he smiles and he goes, "No, I've never met Penny." And he turns away from what he's working on.
Hell yeah.
He turns away from what he's working on. And as you all sort of approach him, you notice that there is a device sitting on, you don't recognize it, but there's a device sitting on the table there. And it's on and it's functioning and it looks like it's emitting a lot of power. There's like a haze in the air around it.
Can I distract him by grabbing his arm and asking if he works out?
Say, how heavy is it?
To investigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks heavy, handsome. What do you? How much do you lift?
He like kind of reaches to his side and like puts on a pair of glasses and he sort of like you feel him like involuntarily flex his arm. And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of. I'm Gary, by the way. It was kind of heavy getting it down here. Yeah, it was a little bit heavy.
I did just roll a 17 plus 2.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're
on
sure on
him,
distraction.
Whatever that is.
Sure.
I was doing persuasion.
You squeeze that arm so nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys, he seems pretty distracted by Penny.
How heavy is the device? Is it more than 10 pounds?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Like you're gonna
no mage hand.
No, you cannot mage hand this away, unfortunately. But you are able to inspect it. And I will say you guys can roll, I guess investigation. Go ahead and roll investigation. Investigation or, let's say insight. Whatever, one of the two. Whichever one you're better at.
I'll do investigation since I have a +5 in that and a 0 in insight.
That'd be 16.
It's a nat 20.
Oh my God. Okay.
So that's a 25 investigation.
Agent McDonald, you have seen this device before, but in a very, very different context. This is you don't know if it's a replica, but it looks exactly like an extremely small version of the Large Hadron Collider.
Okay. I'm going to communicate that telepathically to Steez. Hey, he's building a small Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
If you know what that is, were you around for that?
You would know.
I've been briefed.
Yeah, of course. Okay. You all would know what that is. And the Gary, the reptilian, now, even though he's distracted, he does sort of like kind of like take you all in, and he's like, "Oh, I see you're admiring the miniature Large Hadron Collider."
Is that what that is?
That's what that is.
So you call it a miniature Large Hadron Collider instead of just like a small Hadron Collider?
I didn't name it, okay? But yes, that is why it's
kind of a jumbo shrimp situation.
Right. Yeah. It's a little strange. I get it. And I never heard that one before. Haha. But yes, that's what it's called. So hey, Penny, you seem cool. There's a nice pub down the road from here if you ever want to check that out. Sorry, can I help all of you with? Sorry, I was kind of working down here. What's going on?
Yeah, you can help me. How about them digits, big boy?
Oh, he like blushes and like fans himself.
Penny at this point is no longer like doing a ruse. She just is into him.
Into him.
Okay. Yeah,
this is genuine flirting.
It's gone beyond the initial artifice.
Yeah. So yeah, he's sort of like He's also into it. He's very into it. Like he's eyeing you. Like he's talking to everybody. He's mostly paying attention to Penny at this point. And as you're all talking, go ahead.
I was just saying we heard that somebody had come up with a thrilling sequel to Roswell.
That is the name of our quiet little town here. Yeah.
Thought we needed to check it out, see what the hubbub was about.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Roswell 2 wasn't here before I started meddling with this thing.
A couple decades ago.
Well, that's not an Earth
couple
time.
Hours.
An Earth time.
We're in Roswell 2, so we're speaking in Roswell 2.
Yeah, Roswell 2 time.
I may have been using this device.
Our phone's updated.
Yeah.
It's adjusted for Roswell time, yes. And look, I may have been using this device for my own sort of purposes. I didn't mean to cause a cataclysm of paranormal energy. It's just sort of what happened, okay?
Was it a sex thing?
It was not. Oh my God, no. It's not a sex thing, okay?
Penny goes like, "Aw."
I mean, it could be. It could be Penny. It could be.
And I say outside of talking to this man. So our phones changed when we crossed the RSTLINE. And that's a joke just for Kyle.
Is that R.L. Stein?
No, it's a fucking arrogant sons of bitches reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you spelled out R.L. Stein.
I realized you said R.S.
No, they have a song.
Yeah.
That is.
I remember.
Call it Roswell Standard Time. Yeah. It's anyway. Go ahead. Move on.
Like the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Sure, Garrett. Whatever.
Yeah.
Look, I can't like send them back, right? Like, I don't know if y'all know how this Hadron Collider stuff works, but
we don't.
Oh, well, it is sort of.
Penny's dying to know.
All right. I'm not evil, but I can tell you my master plan like I were like a villain. I was trying to sort of convert some spots on the Earth. Not a huge amount of the Earth, but a good enough portion of the Earth into, to bring other worlds to Earth to see if I could, shine a beacon out into the galaxy so that my reptilian brotherhood comes back and picks me up, because I've been here for, since the 60s. So that's my whole thing. What's yours?
So, our whole thing is we work for a secret government organization that's sent here to investigate Roswell 2.
Oh, fuck. They're going to kill me.
But my biggest question is how... well, that really does depend. I don't want to kill... So far, I've killed no one.
Oh.
And I would like to keep that streak going.
Yeah, please.
I detonated a dog.
All right. Well, you're on my list to watch. Okay. Yeah.
Well, you're not a dog. You're clearly some sort of lizard man.
My whole thing has kind of gotten away from me. At first, I was a classy socialite, but now I'm more of like a Samantha from Sex and the City type.
Yeah, you're just trying to get fucking married off here at this point.
And you better believe that I'm into that. But I would like to sort of survive this encounter,
Well, don't do anything detonatable.
That's kind of up to you.
Right.
What's the so how? I guess my biggest question: what would happen to this small Large Hadron Collider miniature hadron large hadron collider if it were engulfed in radiant ghastly flame?
Ooh. So like I didn't actually make the thing. I did make some adjustments. Mm-hmm. I got this. I can't really say where I got this, but I would imagine that doing significant amount of damage to it would cause an explosion that could wipe out a good portion of the Midwest, probably. Which, you know, if that's what you're down for. But again, I would like to be far away from here if you do that.
Okay, so we'll call that Plan B. Is this thing on like 120 volt? Is this like on a 210? Like what are we dealing, or 220? What are we dealing with here?
What's the divine hertz again? 240. It's on 240. Look, if you'll just let me take the miniature Large Hadron Collider, and me and Penny can go out on a date, and we can just like let this all slide. I won't do it again. I promise.
I think all of that works for me, except for you taking the miniature Large Hadron Collider part.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go on a date. You're welcome to go and have your life. But I think that device has to stop.
That's interesting. One. But I look, I got this thing from some very spooky people. I can't really elaborate because, and as he says this, you just suddenly feel the aura in the room become eerie, and you hear a voice from behind all of you, a familiar voice, say, "End of the line, agents, Gary." And as you turn around, there he is, injured cold, holding a gun and flanked by two men in black. And he...
Guys!
Not a gun.
He's got a fucking gun. He's pointing it at Gary, but he's eyeing all of you. And he says, "Job well done, agents. I'll take him from here."
I thought we were going to get murdered. That's why I got really upset with the other men in black. Because, Penny, I haven't explained this to you. I am not a human man.
What? I haven't.
I know it's very shocking. Steve's was blown away. He had no idea.
And of course, me, Indrid, I've known the entire time.
Again, I don't know how. I
believe
so
we're
under
from
wraps.
The same star system, you and I, maybe. Now, yeah, hand over the reptilian and the miniature hadron collider, and everybody can go home safe and sound.
Hey, Mr. Indrid, I'm not against doing that, but we didn't tell you where we were. We didn't tell you the mission was done. I don't really know how you're here. So what's going on?
How is the lizard man reacting to this?
The lizard man is freaking out. The reptilian is like freaking out, and he kind of like murmurs to himself, those are the guys I got this from.
So
will you let me know the second one of those guys makes any kind of physical movement towards the lizard man?
Sure. Yes, I'm scared about what's going to happen. Yeah, there is he kind of like slowly trains the gun on you, Steez, and he says, "He's coming with us. Miniature Large Hadron Collider's coming with us. And you're all going to leave and act like none of this ever happened. Project Bluebeam is in stage 2, and it's moving forward. With or without any of you alive."
Well, Mr. Cold, I don't think that's going to happen. And I cast Misty Step.
Oh,
which is an instantaneous thing where I'm briefly surrounded by silvery mist and I teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see.
Yeah.
So I Misty Step directly behind him and go for an attack.
Okay. Yeah, make an attack roll.
So that's going to be a 25 to hit.
That'll hit. What are you trying to do to him?
I'm trying to attack him with my sword from behind.
Okay.
I'm trying to incapacitate him, basically.
Okay.
So that will do 10 slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah. You stick him from behind with your sword. And as you do, he sort of like very suddenly falters and he begins to sort of crumple a bit. and he fires the gun. And I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
That will be a 10.
I got a
7.
9 on the dice, which is a 16.
Oh my God. Okay. So the bullet ricochets in the room and it grazes off of Penny and manages to shoot the reptilian in the leg. And you now see that the men in black are like starting to move into the room.
Can I cast a spell?
Yeah, you can.
I cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. Okay.
I create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration or until I cast a spell again.
Yeah.
And so Penny is a race car driver.
Something that we
In case-
definitely remember.
No, yeah.
In case we forgot,
Yeah.
she does like drag racing in a pink convertible that is like rigged up with trick weapons for races.
Does she wear job gloves?
She does wear job
Right.
gloves. And so she summons a spectral version of this car and just drops it on the head of the main agent.
Yeah, okay. So this car gets summoned into the room in a spectral form, very, with its sort of trick, weapons and things coming out of it, and it does a fucking donut. And when it does that donut, it fucking slices these two men in black that are advancing in the room directly in half. And blood goes fucking
My brothers.
flying. Gore is everywhere. And Indrid Cold is now also incapacitated by Steez giving him the nothing personal kid with his blade.
I do this all from a position of like I'm in like a pieta with the lizard man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like holding him and crying, and I like use all of my strength to summon this car.
He like reaches his hand up and like caresses your face, and he looks at you teary eyed, and he goes, "It was just in the leg." But yeah, you're just holding him, and Indrid Cold is down, and Indrid is like bleeding and like drops his gun and is like sort of like just like arching back, going, curse you, agents! You were never supposed to find out the truth. That I was the one who sent him, who gave him the miniature large hadron collider. I was the one who instigated the supernatural vortex. It was me the whole time, and he dies. Why?
And I say, should have called it a small hadron collider.
And I'm going to say, you solved my stupid fucking puzzle.
We murdered Indrid Cold, gone too soon. But postscript, the thing that everyone's waiting on. How are you doing over there?
When
With
and where do we get married?
Yeah, so you guys, epilogue.
And also, how much does this lizard man look like the action figure I owned as a child of the lizard guy
Spider-Man.
from the 90s Spider-Man
He looks
One-to-one.
exactly
the
like him.
lizard.
It's like basically
Yes.
one-to-one.
Connors.
He occasionally wears glasses. But yeah, you two, where do you want to get married and live happily ever after?
Well, I mean, on my father's estate
Of course,
in
sure.
Georgia,
That makes perfect
Sense, yeah.
sense.
I guess.
Yeah. So we just see this scene.
And I want my dad to officiate.
Okay, yeah, your dad, who is just an actual straight up Sasquatch, is officiating the wedding, and we watch the wedding, and Steez and Agent McDonald are there, and they're sort of, they're
Yeah, are we invited?
you're toasting, and like Alexander from Roswell 2 is like doing donuts in the driveway of this big estate. And everybody's celebrating the marriage of Penny and Gary, the shape-shifting reptilian overlord of the Galactic Empire and the Reptilian Brotherhood.
And as a sweet gesture, I go, while you're finishing up the ceremony, I go and attach a bunch of horse bones to the back of your car.
Just
and
married.
put a big just married sign with like the Illuminati eye in
Beautiful.
it.
And you drive off into the sunset. And
And then we fuck nasty style.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that is a wrap on this new Campfire Stories, Conspiracies, and Cryptids. Thank you all for
I
playing.
did it.
Hey, anyone who didn't think this was going to end with a marriage,
what were you thinking?
Coward from the
you
beginning.
Came into this podcast, you didn't think somebody was going to get married and that animals were going to be obliterated. Yeah,
dumbass.
Stupid.
Find a different podcast. We're gonna end this one on a fuck you. Listen to something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think
more of that
you're adult.
Look,
yeah,
we're coming out of here. We're coming out of the first 399 episodes saying no more self-sabotaging.
I love everyone who listened to this
I do too.
podcast.
I was gonna say I'm kissing you all with
We're very hot and cold
on
here.
the mouth.
Oh yeah.
If you're okay,
I'm gonna
if
take
you
one of
want
those
it.
mints and then kiss you and
Fuck a
slobber
parasocial
all over your
relationship.
shit.
We're kissing nasty style in the mouth
Fuck
if
a
you want.
We're dating.
Can we get fuck actual merchandise? Can we just get like private labeled like blowjob mints that make you salivate?
I
for,
forgot
like,
about the
It's Weird and
blowjob
just
mints.
The like have just fucking sloppy style like it's weird mints.
Absolutely. All seriousness, thank you everybody for joining me here at Jules, Niall, Garrett. I love all of you and I'm so glad we got to do this. It was a silly, weird idea. Thank you for letting me indulge in my bullshit.
I just wanted to say it was sick that I didn't ever get to make any stealth checks because we had a +10 at level 5.
That's okay. Look, I didn't get in the impression that there was a lot of sneaking going on.
Look, Garrett, I had a -1 for all of my stealth shit, so I wasn't trying any stealth, no sleight of hand. My dex
my
was
strength
bullshit.
was so bad, but my dex was almost maxed out.
Beautiful. And if anybody has any questions about like what was going on plot wise or character wise with the stuff that I was sort of dishing out to our characters tonight, go ahead and save it.
Yeah.
Zip it. Don't bother.
Don't worry about it.
But no,
It all makes perfect sense.
seriously, I thank you everybody for listening to 400 episodes of this show. We really appreciate the support we've had over the years and people who tell people about our show. And I don't know, it's very surreal to have 400 episodes of a podcast plus however many fucking episodes we have on our Patreon.
That's almost
So,
an
it's
episode
super
a day for a whole year.
It really is. It really is that. Exactly. Almost there.
Yeah, it's almost that by being more than that. Yeah.
It's almost that. It's just a little bit
Just a
more.
little bit. You could have like you could have a day where you could like just like listen to like a couple.
Yeah, on weekends you got to fit in a bonus.
Yeah, there you go.
You know.
But Niall, I'm going to propose something since this is our
You're gonna
big
get
episode
married
400
Two marriages
You're
in
gonna
one.
propose?
I'm going to
episode?
propose. I want to get married to all three of you. And
Okay.
let's all get married.
I think America's got to get cool with.
We're
some
starting
things
a
real quickly if we
commune.
want that to work
We're
out, but
gonna have a polycule.
We all.
we're gonna go.
Yeah.
We're gonna go do an off-grid commune where we just record podcasts.
I think Utah would be down.
Utah would
Right?
love it if we came, and they'd appreciate it if we moved there too.
Oh!
What were you gonna suggest?
I was going to suggest that we don't even fuck the fucking business bullshit. Not in episode 400.
This episode's all about the
This is all about the
fans.
goofs and spoofs.
We did this for you guys.
We did this for you. Hey, we did this for you. And guys, I did this for you. And I'm looking at Niall and Jules and Garrett right now.
We got 3 eyes.
I did it. I guess for my. I did it for myself. I guess, but also for my friends.
Perfect.
So, I don't know. Any? I guess if we're gonna wrap it up that way, then I guess we should wrap it up by saying thank you to everybody. It's been a fucking wild ride that I didn't really think I was gonna still be doing 400 episodes later. But somewhere along the way, we just decided
You
this
guys
is going
will
on forever.
see me
So
in
it's
another
great.
400 episodes.
No, we're bringing you the fuck back in here soon.
Everyone who listens to this podcast is the sexiest person
Yes.
I've ever fucking seen in my
Sexiest,
life.
smartest, just every positive attribute. That's our listeners. Yeah,
Especially all the congresmen
Right.
who listen to this.
Right.
I'm assuming
There's a couple.
because people
All
have
those
been writing
Shaq's
to them.
gotten there at one
Congressman.
point, right? Like
You got. I mean, all of your listeners have been writing to their congressman every week
that's my assumption.
because you asked
Yeah.
them to.
We're
So
probably.
your demographic has to be like
I was
mostly.
gonna say we're
Congress.
probably. This is probably the most well-known podcast in Congress.
They have
your
listening
guys's.
parties in Congress. for our show.
And it's Eyes Wide Shut.
And it's Eyes Wide Shut.
There's a whole subcommittee. It's Eyes Wide Shut style. Yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you for continuing to support the show. This has been It Gets Weird for 400 episodes, signing out.
Here's to another 400.
We're doing another 400. Fuck you. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
Suck it.